अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदां सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायण नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपाकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते। कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरतुषे नमः। नमो ब्राह्मण्याय देवाय गौ ब्राह्मणहिताय च जगद्दिताय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामीनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर Nivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Karoti Vachalam, Pungablangaite, Vikripatamam, Vande Shri Guru Dinakaram, Shri Paramananda Madhavam, Shri Chaitanya Ishvaram, Om Apavitro Pavitro Va, Sarvavastham Gatopi Va, Yat Smaret Pundarikaksha, Sabhyabhyantaram Sute, Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu. Thank you very much for able to come. My humble request is please come by 7:30. Because what happens is if you come late, the whole program becomes late and the breakfast becomes late. You all will eat late. Everyone in the house will eat late. Everything becomes late. And I have this content that I have to finish within the given stipulated time. And if you come late, I have to string that content and not tell you in a proper patient way. I'll try to rush through some important concepts, right? So please, if time is 7:30, let's come at 7:30 so that we can start at the right time and finish at the right time. Thank you, brother. I really request everyone behind to please come forward because what will happen is Prabhuji can sit this thing, not this thing. You know. Because what will happen is everybody coming later, they will not come forward. They'll keep sitting back and back and back, and then they'll say there's no space. So until this week, we were discussing about who is God. This is the third and final session. Today we're finishing that. Yeah, and after today's session, we'll do two more sessions, which is 11th and 12th, which is about yoga, the ladder of yoga. What is yoga and what all types of yoga are there? Then final session is practical application of Bhagavad Gita in our life. Right? So before these 9 sessions are done, so all of you can go back and hear the recordings again. Because there's a lot of content that was discussed. Sometimes it's difficult to assimilate and understand. We think that we remember it, we understood, or we forget it, right? Not that you have to memorize everything, but you have to understand everything. Because after that, we're going to start Bhagavad Gita. And Bhagavad Gita will be started in the park below. And it will be a bigger announcement where many new people will come. The advantage that you all will have is you have attended SSR. So your understanding of Bhagavad Gita will be very different and very direct. You know, exactly what Krishna means, you will understand. But many others who start Bhagavad Gita without SSR, even though they go through Bhagavad Gita, it's going to be a very difficult ride for them. Right? So SSR is a course created, part of Bhagavad Gita Bhagavad Gita only, but to make your life more easily acceptable. Right? In its logical sequence, you've gone all the way from establishing does God exist? Not about who is God. Who is God is like, I think this is the 14th session or something. If I'm going by number of sessions, right? In between 2 sessions, we could not do what we planned. So actually in 12 sessions, we finished SSR. But this is like almost a 14th session. So another 2 sessions will be done with SSR. Yeah. So last week we were discussing few concepts which are difficult for people to accept and assimilate, especially taking birth in India. We all have been shown religion in a completely different way. Can somebody switch on the fans if you don't mind? It's a hot burn. There also. Both the fans go. Fans. There are switches beside the fan switches go. Oh. Thank you. If it's more, you can decrease it. Yeah. Yeah, so we all have been introduced religion in a very different way, where we have been told respect everybody in the same way. Right? When I started the topic itself, I could see a lot of you were confused. Prabhuji, what is wrong in respecting everybody in the same way? Then I had to explain. There's so many examples. Please refer to the past sessions that you can't respect Hanumanji exactly the same way as Lord Ram. Going at something? Okay. Anyway, that's okay. So, can you move that a little this side? Here it's empty. Soda. No, is it going like that? Yeah, that's fine. No, it's enough. It's going out now. Yeah. So, we have to understand that we have to learn religion. We have to learn, spirituality. We are not born with it. We are not born with it thinking that okay, I'll understand everything without any training. We all need training. Suddenly started dipping and coming out, I don't know why. Anyway, just ignore it for some time. Yeah. So we have to learn. And when we learn, what will happen is whatever you have earlier learned informally, you have to unlearn. And that is the most painful thing to do. Very painful thing to do. Because when you have to unlearn, you literally have to stop believing things that you are believing till now. It's very difficult. Right? The most advanced person in this room right now is the person who has not learned anything so far. Because his slate is clean. I can start writing on it. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna can start writing on it. But if somebody has come with filled slate, which many of us will be, I'm not blaming you. I am also like that. When I started this journey, I had so many misinterpretations, wrong thoughts, wrong conclusions. And then I've come towards this path and then I started learning. Then I was, oh my God, so many things I thought wrong. Because what is the main difference between people who practice religion whimsically, sentimentally versus people who practice it with knowledge? Scriptures. None of us have been introduced to any scriptures. Bhagavad Gita is a book kept in the house, but nobody learned it or got trained in it. Right? There is a way to learn Bhagavad Gita. There is a whole chapter by chapter. There is 3 main sections: Karma, Bhakti, Jnana. And within that, there is Ashtanga, Jnana Yoga. So many things. And how Krishna takes you from one step to another step, all the way till final conclusion, where he says, now pick up the Dhanush and fight. Right? But before even we get into that, we have to understand what are basic terms that he's using. Without understanding the language, can you speak that language? Without understanding the words of the language? You can't speak, right? It's impossible for you to speak. Can you speak to anybody here? Can you speak French? You can't speak. Can you speak, I don't know, some Mexican? You can't speak Mexican. Why you can't speak Mexican? Tell me. You don't know the ABCD of Mexican. You don't know this individual words. So if a Mexican is coming and speaking the whole talk in Mexican language, can you understand it? You can't. Similarly, you can't understand what Krishna is speaking unless you understand his language. And I'm not telling learn Sanskrit. I'm telling you learn the meaning of those words of Sanskrit. Because the meaning itself is different today. The meaning of karma. How many of people outside know what is the meaning of karma? Is it good karma or bad karma? What is bad karma? What is good karma? So if somebody is using karma, they don't even know what they're using. Somebody is using dharma. Mera dharam hai, mera dharam. There is one Dharmendra also. But how many people know the meaning of dharma? They don't know the meaning of dharma. Right? So you don't know the language. Basically, what I'm telling you is Krishna, when he's using those words, Sarva Dharman Paritijya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja, when he's speaking like that, Sharanam, Dharma, Mam, what does it mean? You don't know. So you have to get trained in it. When you get trained in it, you'll become humble to accept what Krishna is speaking. Otherwise, a lot of people, they come with so much baggage in their heads. It becomes so much difficult for them to rewind and then wind. Like basically they have to remove what all impressions they have and then bring it back. Actually, when I see youngsters in the room, I always feel nice because you all are not polluted. When I started my spiritual life, I was like already, I'd crossed quite a number of years. Maybe I was 32, 33. Right? At that time I started. By then, so many ammas, so many babas, so many this, so many that is already into my head. So many sentiments are into my head. So many conclusions are into my head. So then to remove it, my God, it took so much time. And so much, like beatings. You take that chappal and keep beating your head. Pat, 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 This is what you deserve. Remove that all nonsense from the head that is there. And then the head will become clean. Then you can understand this knowledge. Right? But even then, even if you're carrying some things, please be patient enough to understand what we're going to discuss now. Some of you are new here. I can see some new. Can you lift your hand who is new here? Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you for coming. You've come to the very, very advanced session in the first class. So some things will be like ground shaking for you because you're not attending to the past. We are here after 14 weeks. So my humble request is you can browse it. SSR Science of Self-Realization. My home Krishe. You will find part 1 to part 10. You can go ahead and hear them. Please hear them in the sequence. Otherwise, you'll not. We are right now talking about 11th intermediate subject without understanding nursery. Maybe you already know, but I'm just telling it's better. So, what are we part of? This slide we discussed last week, but I'm just concluding it again. There are 4 paramparas: Brahma Parampara, Kumara Parampara, Sampradaya or Parampara is said. Right? So, Brahma Parampara, Kumara Parampara, Shri Parampara, Rudra Parampara. And when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and there are acharyas for that, Madhvacharya, Nimbarkacharya, Ramanujacharya, Vishnu Swami. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Swayam Krishna, we'll discuss about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in a separate session. Who is this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu we keep talking about? We never heard it. In South India, we don't know much. Right? Who is this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Some people tell that he's a devotee. Some people that he is a saint. But who is he? He's Swayam Krishna. He's Krishna who appeared 500 years back. In the mood of Radharani, he came. As a devotee, he came. And he taught us devotion. How to become a devotee, he showed. How to become a devotee. Right? So, here this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he wanted to introduce the right philosophy for the age of Kali and going forward, he took the best things from each of the paramparas. Each parampara has certain specialities. Right? Like this Brahma Parampara is about Madhva Sampradaya, defeat the Mayavada theories and serve the deity of Lord. So deity worship, Vigraha Aradhana, deity worship is primarily, very, very nicely done. All other paramparas also do. But Madhva Sampradaya is very special in doing it. Right? The level to which they go is unbelievable. The level of detail they go, how they take care of the deity. Like Udupi Krishna deity is their main deity in Udupi. If you go there, every single day, the deity is dressed in a certain different way. One day, the deity is dressed like Parthasarathi, Krishna is like Parthasarathi. One day is like a small boy. One day, according to different, each tithi, they change the dress. Every day, you have to recognize that who is this? What is the new form today? Like that. And the sannyasis there do the worship. Nobody else is allowed. Not even Brahmanas are allowed. Only the sannyasis. And there are certain number of sannyasis, and only they do the worship, right? Yeah. And another thing is a complete defeat of Mayavada. Mayavada means where you say that Maya is greater than Krishna. Now, please hear this very important word and understand this word. Before coming to this class, you would have never heard this word called Mayavada. In fact, before coming to ISKCON, nobody will hear this word Mayavada. But it's such an important thing called Mayavada. So what does Mayavada mean? What is Maya? What is Maya? That which is not is Maya. It is not there, but you believe it is there. That is called Maya. In Telugu, we say, Mayalo unnadu. Which means he is believing something that doesn't exist. That is a basic meaning of Maya. Right? Now, is it that Maya doesn't exist? No, Maya exists. And who is the superintendent of that Maya? Mother Durga. She is the superintendent of that Maya. So why is Maya needed? Why is Maya needed? Because she will filter the people who want to go to God. Very simple. You want to go to Krishna, what Mother Durga will do, she will filter is that are you ready or no? Are you pure or no? Are you surrendered or no? She will do all that filtering. And then she will say, okay, you're ready now? You can go. That is her service. She is called Durga. Dur means difficult. Ga means to escape. None of us can escape this material world. We cannot escape this material world. What is the material world? Not only the Earth planet, there are many, many universes in a place called Brahmanda. It's called Brahmanda. It's in the form of an egg. Right? And this is written like millions of years ago, documented. Before that was spoken. So Earth was goal and the universe's goal is all written long term. Now Westerners are in the last 500. Oh, it is goal. Let's take the patent. We'll put a patent that we are the ones who understood. We knew it millions of years ago. Right? We wrote it down. In fact, we knew it timelessly. So this Brahmanda is guarded by Durga. Nobody can come out of this Brahmanda. We cannot go to God. We will not be allowed to go to God unless we become a devotee. Unless we surrender to Krishna, unless we understand who is God, unless we understand the greatness of God, we will not be allowed to go there. Why? Everybody should be able to go to God. What is the problem? Now I'll ask you a question. Will you allow a stranger to come into your home and stay with you? Why? What is the problem? Tell me, what is the problem? Why will not allow a stranger to come to your home? We don't know his intentions. Yes, and what else? He'll create disturbance in the house. Isn't it? He might create disturbance in the house. He might go and tell something to my wife. He might go and tell something to my mother. He might go and tell something to my children, which may or may not be right. Isn't it? So unless I know him well, unless I have a background of seeing him for some time, I will not allow him to stay in my house. He can come and go, but he cannot stay in my house. Is that true? Is that being wrong? How many feel that I am very rude to people, not allowing them to stay in the house? Huh? No, right? In the same way, when we want to go to spiritual world, we are checking. Easy in the right consciousness or no? Because you know what we'll do? We'll go and create nuisance there. Then we'll start Congress and BJP. Right? Or we'll start RSS, or we'll start some other this, that. We'll create nuisance in a God's kingdom. In God's kingdom, who is God? Nobody is God. That is the greatness of God's kingdom. In God's kingdom, nobody is God. Everybody is happy living together and everybody is attracted to Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Lord, but in his house, he is not the Supreme Lord. Yashoda Ma will come and slap him. Krishna will fall down and will start crying. This happens in the spiritual world. It cannot happen here. Krishna likes to be not known as God in the spiritual world. His friends will play kusti with him. They'll put him down. They'll, fight with him. They'll do running race. Radharani will come and tell that I don't show your face tomorrow. I don't want to look at you. Krishna will, why? What did you do? What did I do? Like a normal boy and girl is running behind that girl. Right? So spiritual world is a place where there is no God. But everybody are happy. Everybody are so joyful. Everybody are like comfortable in their zones. And they are and Krishna wants them to be like that. Krishna likes to be, addressed like that in different rasas. Sakya rasa, dasya rasa, vatsalya rasa, madhuri rasa, like a lover, like a parent. Krishna likes to have a parent. God doesn't have a parent, but he wants to have a parent. So he created that particular emotion called paternal emotion, and he gave it to Yashoda. And Yashoda will keep taking care of him. That he likes. He wants friends, so he created Sakya rasa. And they are friends to him. He wants some followers, so Dasya rasa. He wants people who are neutral, Shanta rasa. And he wants to love somebody, Madhuri rasa. Right? So that is a beautiful world. So that is spiritual world. And when you want to enter the spiritual world, you should be either one of these rasas, attracted to God. Otherwise, you will not be allowed. Because you'll go and create disturbances. You'll go and ask Yashoda, why are you behaving like this with Krishna? I will tell you how to behave. Right? Krishna will, who are you to tell me? It's my way of living. Krishna has a way of living. Right? So, Maya is somebody who protects the world so that we don't get out of it. We are here busy earning money, living a life that we like to live. That is what we are busy with. We all want to enjoy this world. So Maya Devi will give us the enjoyment. You enjoy, but don't disturb Krishna. तेरे को यहीं पे रहना है, जैसे बोली तेलापुर काजागुड़ा मर यहीं पे. You want a villa, I'll give you a villa also. You want a Audi car, convertible, I'll give you that also. So they are cheap things, they'll give it to you. But don't disturb Krishna. Until you become a devotee, you be here. Why do people do a lot of Durga Puja? Because she gives actually. Durga is famous for giving. She'll give. If you go and ask, she'll give. But along with that, what else will come? Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, Dukkha, Doshana, Darshanam. Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita. You'll get everything, but you'll lose everything. Because you have to take birth, you have to die, you get diseased, and you get old age. In old age, what can you enjoy? Can you enjoy anything in old age? Can't enjoy anything. Ratan Tata, what is his greatest enjoyment now? He's a great person. I adore him. But what is his greatest enjoyment now? If it doesn't pee in his pant. That's it. At one age, your greatest achievement is, I'm not peeing my pant. I could go to the toilet and go to toilet in the toilet. That's all. I can reach my room. I can reach my bedroom. I could get up today morning. When I get up from the bed, I can get up to, you get up and say, oh, okay, I could get up today. No matter how many crores of properties you have, how many industries you have, the whole world, how it runs, doesn't matter. That is a priority in old age. What you will enjoy in old age. That's why Krishna is telling, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, Dukkha, Doshana, Darshana. These four things are the most difficult problems in this material world. And somebody has to come over them. They have to come, get out of the cycle. Get out of the cycle of birth, death, old age, and this is birth, death, old age. This is what is going on, right? We're going on taking birth, one house, this house, that house, this religion, that creed, that race, that color. One day, once we take birth in Europe, once we take birth in Africa, once we take birth as an animal, once we take birth as a bird, once like a tree, once like an insect, once like going on. It's mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. We are not creating this philosophy. There are so many human-created philosophies say, no, only human birth, human only has will take birth. There are another philosophy that says, this is the last birth. Enjoy. Or there are other philosophers that say, if you don't surrender to God, you'll go to hell eternally. All bogus philosophies. Nobody is referring to Bhagavad Gita. Nobody is referring to Vedas. So what Maya Devi is doing is she's protecting us and protecting God also. We don't go and disturb it. Did you all understand what is Maya? So what is Maya Vada? Who is stronger, Maya or Krishna? Who is stronger? That is the question, right? A lot of people unknowingly think Maya is stronger. I'll tell you how. Mayavada means where you actually first of all believe that you are God. There are a lot of bogus philosophies which are created since not now, thousands of years ago also they were there, where they say that you are God. They make you believe. So what was your name? Raghuram Prabhu is God. Nilima Mataji is God. Right? Sakshi Mataji is God. You're God. अच्छा लग रहा है? अच्छा लगना चाहिए ना? You're God. You are God. They're not telling you're part of God. They're telling you're God. They tell that, see, there is air inside the matki, there is air outside the matki. Matki podo, this air will merge into that air. So you're God. Convenient philosophy. It's very difficult to not prove how you're not God. It's very easy to prove that you're God. See, there is no death for you. You're the soul. What is that word? Nainam tanjante shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, na chainam kledayanti apo, na shoshayati maruta. Wind cannot kill you, fire cannot burn you, nobody can cut you, nobody can squeeze you, nobody can weather you, nobody can do anything. So what are you? Eternal. So you're God. Nobody can kill you. Even God cannot kill you. If there is a God. Because you are God. And then you know how they address each other? Narayan, 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 Narayan. You go to that institution and say, Narayan, Narayan, Narayan. You are God. Now, if you go and ask them, Prabhu, if you are God, then why are you dying? Why are you getting old? No, no, no. I'm God, but right now I forgot that I'm God. There is some illusionary energy which is making me forget that I'm God. Which means the illusionary energy is stronger than God, isn't it? If an illusionary energy is making me forget that I'm God, is that illusionary energy not stronger than God? It has to be stronger than God. Then only it can make you forget. Which means what is that illusionary energy? Maya. That is called Maya Vada. Maya Vada. You keep that Maya thing and you start. Vada means to talk, to conclude. Means saying that I am God, but I have forgotten that I am God because there is an illusion on top of me. This is the philosophy they live with. And that's called Mayavad. Mayavad means you're talking, keeping Maya as the supreme. But if you read Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is so clearly telling, Maya Dekshena Prakriti, Suyate Sacharacharam, Etunani na Kaunteya, Jagat Viparivartate. This Maya Dekshena Prakriti. I am telling her what to do. There is no discussion on that. Krishna is saying, I am the source of all demigods. It's Sura Manigana, you are saying all these suras, all this Devatas are my assistants. He's giving full org chart. He's telling, here is the Maya Devi, she is working according to my order. But what do these Mayavadis do? They create a fake philosophy, say that we and God are same. We and God are same, which is not right. Actually, a lot of devotees who ask some questions on this are not there today. I don't know why. I think Maya Devi stopped them or not. This concept they wanted to hear today. I told them today is a very important session. So they hear the recording. But the point is, what is Mayavada? I'm telling you, whole India, 99% people are in Mayavada. I'm not kidding you. If you go and sit with them and ask, after some time, they'll say, yeah, we are God only. You and me are God only, they'll tell. Bhagwan, they'll call each other Bhagwan. I am Bhagwan, you are Bhagwan. That is India. Without any proper scriptural knowledge. You have to learn logically. Right? And they keep saying that I'm God, but I'm in illusion right now. When the illusion will go away, I'll become God. I'll show you so many videos in YouTube. Great saints, so-called great saints, they're all saying I'm God. It's a matter of time. Yes, bro.
How do Mayavadis interpret this verse? Like which of this? So Bhagavad Gita is like known by all of them. Like they believe in Bhagavad Gita. The verse which you quoted, do they have any arguments behind that?
Yeah, they will completely misinterpret them. See, when Krishna says Maya Adhyakshana Prakriti, or let's put it like that, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Raja. He's telling, abandon all varieties of religion, surrender unto me. They'll say that me here is not Krishna, the me here is Brahman. Energy of Krishna. And Brahman is actually the truth. Brahman means the unmanifested, the sky, the light. That is God. And from that Brahman, small avatars keep coming now and then. One time Ram will come, one time Vishnu will come, one time Krishna will come. They keep coming and going, but ultimately they all go back and merge into the Brahman. We also will die and go and merge into the Brahman. So there's everything. Whenever Krishna says Aham Sarvas Prabho Matta Sarvam Prabho, he's saying Aham. Sanskrit word Aham means me. But they'll say that me here is Brahman. And people believe it.
There is no concept of Golok and Vaikuntha in Mayavad philosophy.
There is nothing like that. Even if it is there, I am that God. They'll use everything in that. I'll tell you, they do Hare Krishna. I'll just answer this and then take over. Yeah. They do Vigraha Aradhana also. They go to temples also. Mayavadis go to temple also. But they think because I cannot worship that Brahman, this is a good medium for me to connect. This form of God is a good medium for me to connect. But actually God doesn't have a form. They'll say, God doesn't have a form. God is Nirguna Nirakara. Like that. Right? Nirguna Nirakara. And it is mentioned in the Vedas. God is Nirguna and Nirakara. But what is the meaning of Nirguna and Nirakara? They don't know. I'll tell now what is the meaning. But for them, going to temple or worshipping a deity or a photograph is a way to connect. And they say that, okay, I can connect through this. And once I become God, then I don't need to connect. Because I become God. Or once I go to Brahman, I don't have to worship. Whereas in Bhakti philosophy, three things are eternal. Three things are eternal. Please hear this attentively. Bhakta, Bhagavan, and Bhakti. These three things are eternal. In Mayavadi philosophy, Bhakta and Bhagavan concepts are there. But Bhakti is not eternal. Bhakti is only until they are there in this world. Meaning, I am a great devotee of this Venkateshwara Swami, Balaji, until I am in this planet. Once I go to Brahman, me and Balaji are same. So that is not eternal. Bhakti is not eternal. You understanding? In Mayavada philosophy, Bhakti is not eternal. It's like, until I reach there, I'll use all this. Until I reach there, I'll go to Tirupati. Until I reach there, I'll go to Rameshwaram. Until I reach there, I'll go to Vrindavan, Dwarka, Kedarnath, Badrinath. I'll go all these places. But I actually believe that once I go there, I'm God. I'll merge into God. Nowhere Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita you can merge into. There are mukti. There are 5 kinds of mukti. I'll talk about it. What does mukti mean? What is the difference between mukti and bhakti? There are a lot of differences. But we have not been educated like that. A lot of people say you'll merge into God. మీరు కలిసిపోతారండి భగవంతుల్లో మీరు చనిపోయిన తర్వాత భగవంతుల్లో కలిసిపోతారు. When can you merge into God? When you're God only you can merge into God, isn't it? Again. So indirectly you're telling again that you're God. The moment you say you'll merge into God, you're saying that you're God. You're God only, but right now you forgot that you're God. This is called Maya only. How many here did not understand what is Maya? Or ask your doubts. Probably you had a question?
So, is Krishna Parabrahman or higher than, or what is the relationship?
Parabrahmam, Parandhamam, Pavitram Idam Uttamam. He is saying in Bhagavad Gita. Meaning, I am that Parabrahman, meaning the source of Brahman. I am that Parandhama, the ultimate Dhama. Golokam. Goloka. So he is the source of everything. He is Parabrahman. Source of Brahman. When we get into 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, I will show you very clearly how Krishna is telling Brahman is only part of me. Brahman is not me. The whole light of Brahman is not me. There are 3 levels of understanding God. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaneti, Sabhyate. Srimad Bhagavatam is saying. Brahman, understanding God as formless, energy. You go a little closer to him. Paramatma, you can see, you can feel him inside. You go even closer to him, you'll see Krishna himself. And you and Krishna are not same. And in Bhagavad Gita, he says, Natvayam Jatunasam, Natvam Neme Janadipa, Nachevana Bhavishyama, Sarvayatapana. In the beginning itself, he says that Arjuna, there was never a time you were not there, I was not there. There was never a time these kings were not there and all this Janadipa, they were not there. And there will never be a time when you and me and they will not be there. So fine. If Krishna felt that we are all him only, why he told you, me, he can tell we, right? Simple. He can just simply tell me. There was never a time we are not there. He can tell that. He's not telling them. He's saying, there was never a time you were not there. There was never a time I was not there. He's making it very clear that we and him are 2 separate entities. We are part of him, but we are not him. We are part of him. We are a leaf on the tree. We are not the tree. If you put all the leaves together, does it become a tree? No. No. Tree is tree, leaf is leaf. And you have your value until you are attached to the tree. The moment you are disconnected from the tree, you'll die. You'll die and become useless. Isn't it? There is a machine. That machine produces a lot of things, and the machine is made of a lot of nuts and bolts and levers and everything. And the machine is functioning nicely. That is Krishna. You are a nut in that. And as long as you are connected to that machine, you have a value. If the nut falls down, what is the value of that nut? Like that. In quality, Vedas explain. Now here this concept very clearly. In quality, we are same as God. In quantity, we are nothing in front of God. We have the same qualities of God. But in quantity, we are very small. If you want to test the ocean, do you drink the whole ocean? Or do you bring the whole ocean to the laboratory? What do you do? One drop. You take a drop of ocean, you test it and it's salty. And you don't have to go and drink that side of the ocean, this side of the ocean. Done. If you've done that, that's over. If you want to understand God, first you should understand yourself. That's why it's called science of self-realization. First you understand who you are. The day you understand yourself, then you understand the greatness of God. Qualities we have, the same qualities. Being truthful, being humble, being respectful. Right? All these qualities we have. They are all coming from where? From God. But we are not 100% truthful. Sometimes we are truthful. Sometimes we are not. He is 100% truthful. Krishna will never be untruthful. He is completely truthful. We are respectful, but we are not 100% respectful. He is 100% respectful. So he is 100% in everything. We are 5.5% here and there. And when we become God conscious, we increase that percentage. We become godly. We don't become God, we become godly. Understood? By coming to spiritual path, we become godly. We develop those qualities that Krishna has. And then we get knowledge of who is Krishna. And then we are ready with that. Janma karma chame divyam evam yuvati tattvataha. Kyaktya deham punarjanma naiti mameti so Arjuna. Krishna says in 4th chapter, 9th verse. What does it mean? He says, the one who understands my qualities gets those qualities. The one who understands my appearance and disappearance comes back to me. For such a person, there is no next birth. Punarjanma naiti mameti so Arjuna. There is no next birth. Because he understood what am I. Now he knows, Krishna is in charge of everything. He's completely Krishna conscious. He'll come back to me. Right? Mayavasis will not go to Krishna. Where will Mayavasis go? They'll go till Brahman. They'll go till Brahman. And they'll go and sit in that light. Just imagine there are 10,000 tubelights in this room. You're all sitting 10,000 tubelights. Very nice. Very bright. Brahman, Brahman, Brahman. Then what will you do after some time? You'll ask your Prabhuji, next kya hai? Prashadam hai nahi? What are we going to do next? Hey, we came to Brahman, just sit down, enjoy Brahman. Say, okay, I'm enjoying, but 2 hours, 3 hours, what will I do after this? What should I do after this? Because the soul needs activity. The Sanatan Dharma of soul is to serve. Unless you serve somebody, you can't be happy. A mother serves the child and becomes happy. A wife serves the husband and becomes happy. A child serves the parents and becomes happy. Owner serves his dog and becomes happy. If you don't serve God God, you will serve DOG dog. But you will serve somebody. Without serving, you can't be there. You can't exist without serving. Try it. People want to be alone. I will go in Mauritius and I will sleep there. On the beach, me and my screwdriver, me and my Bloody Mary. I'll keep it there. I'll nicely sleep. I'll have wine. They'll think like that. After 2 days, you'll see they'll start finding somebody to talk to. After 3rd day, they'll say, okay, can I do something for you? Soul's nature is service. If we don't serve, we can't be happy. God's nature is to accept that service. He is the only one who can accept all the service of the whole world. Bhoktaram Yagina Tapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. Suhurdam Sarvagitanam Gyatvavam Shantim Vichati. Sorry, third line I forgot. He says he can accept the bhoga of the whole universe. That is why he is God. Can you accept? If everybody looks at you, in 1 minute you'll get up from here and another. You want everybody to look at you. Chudu, not this, chudu, not this. Dekho, mere ko dekho. If every points and looks at you like this, you'll run away. You can't take that. Why you can't take that? Tell me. If everybody looks at you, why you can't take it? Anybody wants to try? I'll ask everybody to look at you. Lift your hand. We'll all look at you. And how much comfortable will you be while we are all looking at you? You want me to everybody look at you?
So, can I ask?
Yes, yes.
I have a question about it. So,
Yeah.
Kumara Parampara, the four Kumaras and Sanat Kumaras, right?
Sanat Kumaras.
Okay. What is philosophy again? Advaita or?
I come to Advaita. They all teach Bhakti
When you
only.
say Mayavada philosophy, you are referring only to Adi Shankara and Advaita, right? Not anything. Or
Yes.
Advaita or Mayavada? Do you separate them?
Advaita complements Mayavada. Mayavada still can exist without Advaita also.
Okay. So Istar is not against Advaita.
No.
Okay. It's only against Mayavada.
Yes.
Okay. But why specifically against Adi Shankara?
Not against Adi Shankara. I'll tell you about that. Just in some moment, today we'll discuss it. 100%.
Okay. So
I'll discuss that as well.
See, irrespective of whatever philosophy you follow, Bhakti is always there. Okay, so without it doesn't exist. So I didn't understand why there is invalid Advaita in ISKCON and why Rudra Parampara is endowed with ISKCON and why not Advaita?
No, sorry. So sometimes I'm removing that so people can see me properly when I'm speaking this. So I just kept the.
It's difficult to use. There is a lot of light.
This one?
No, behind you.
Behind me.
Oh, yeah, I can't even see water.
Oh, really? You mind bringing the chair here somewhere closer?
I have a
Oh, okay. Okay. Anyway, hear me. Yeah. Is this blue color screen disturbing anyone? Is it okay? Okay. So now I'm going to speak something very, very advanced. Okay. For some of you are coming first time, please hold on to it. You know, what is Advaita? What is Vishishta Advaita? What is Dvaita? What is Achintya, Veda, Abheda? This has to be understood. Before I get into that, did you all understand? You can switch out the projector. 1, 2. One more thing. Just one more thing. Yeah. Done. Even difficult? It's better.
Basically, the brightness bring it down. Yes. Now it's better.
Now it's better?
Yeah.
You can switch on the light there. This light. Upper wala. Switch it on. Yeah. It's better now? Yeah. Little better. Okay. So, Prabhuji and Mataji, I have to understand that first of all, you all understood Mayavada. What is Mayavada? Mayavada means you think that you are God. But right now you are in illusion because Maya has taken you over. Right? Mayavada means I'll merge into God. I am God. Understand this basics very clearly. Whenever you hear the word Mayavada, that means people who do Vadam saying that they are Maya. They are surrounded by Maya, but they are actually Bhagwan. Okay. Now let us come to this philosophies, great philosophies called Advaita, Vishishta Advaita, Dvaita, and Achintya Veda Veda. When Kali Yuga started, the first class people who got polluted are Brahmanas. Brahmanas became polluted. What does it mean to say? Yeah. So when Kali Yuga started, the first class people got polluted are Brahmanas. What is the main business of Brahman? In Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita beautifully the qualities of a Brahman. Meaning a person is very humble, very prayerful, very respectful, very tolerant, uh, very patient. There are so many beautiful qualities of Brahman. Brahmana doesn't mean who is having this hita behind and tilak laga liya, either udhar pura tilak laga liya. That doesn't make anybody Brahman. The qualities make one Brahman. When somebody's qualities are good, then only is declared as Brahman. Guna karma vibhagasha. Guna, not janma. It's not janmashrama. It is varnashrama. Right? Varnashrama. And varna means qualities. Yeah. So Brahmanas, instead of making their goal to go to God, they became polluted. Then that is natural. Kali Yuga starts and Brahmanas have to become like that. Right? The teachers of the society are Brahmanas. The teachers are polluted, the whole society will automatically become polluted. So the first people who get polluted are Brahmanas. So what is the pollution in them? They want to enjoy. They want to sense enjoyment. They want to start. Meaning they want more wealth, good body, sex, and fame, name. That is what they want to enjoy. But Brahmanas should not do that. Actually, Brahmanas should be controlling their senses. Only when they control their senses, they are called as Brahmanas. Right? No, but they actually became uncontrolled in their senses. Completely uncontrolled. Right? Now, they started performing yajnas. What kind of yajnas? What yajnas they should normally perform? Yajnas that should please Narayan. That is the yajna they should perform. But what yajna they started performing? The yajna that will give me good result. The yajna that will give me fast result and good result. Right? And what are the yajna? See, when you want to do business which will give you more money, is the risk also more in that? Yes or no? Right? You want to do a business which gives you more money, immediate. In 1 month, I should earn 10 lakhs. In 1 month, 10 lakhs you can only earn in real estate, nowhere else. But real estate, the problem is, you can even lose the 10 lakhs. You can even lose the initial investment itself. Then it might be a disputed property. You put your money on disputed property. Forget about earning more on that property. The property itself is in court. Then what do you do? You cannot sell it, you cannot buy it, you can't transfer it. You're completely in mess. So the risk is more, the reward is also more. Is that right? So what did Brahmanas do? They said, we are going to do yajnas where the risk is more, reward is also more. What kind of risk is more? I will do animal sacrifices. I will offer this animal and then I'll do the yajna. Then if the animal gets a new body, then that means my yajna is safal. But if the animal doesn't get a new body, then I will be a killer of that animal. I'll have to take birth like that animal. But if it gets a new body, or whatever that yajna phala, it doesn't have to be only animal getting a new body. Yajna phala, it is obtained. That means I'll get results higher and higher. I'll get big results. Suddenly I'll become very rich. Suddenly all my diseases will go away. Suddenly my body will become more beautiful. There are yajnas like that. You won't even believe. There are so many yajnas like that. Where you can do those yajnas and get faster, bigger results. We only know Sudarshana yajna, right? Or Narsimha yajna, like that. You know, very small yajnas. There are so many yajnas in the Vedas where actually the result comes out. So in the beginning age of Kali Yuga, Brahmanas became polluted and they started killing animals left, right, and center. For the sake of sense enjoyment. At that time, now whatever I'm telling is mentioned in Padma Purana. This whole episode. Who is Shankaracharya? What exactly happened? At that time, the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself appeared as Buddha. Now, just imagine there is a highway. The highway is going straight. You are going in a car, right? Now, there is a need for detour. Some problem came on the highway. So, how do they detour? Right, left, right. Is that true? Simple. You take a detour, you go in the way of highway sometime, then again come back to the highway, then get onto the highway. Is that right? What happened here is exactly that. What happened here? Exactly that. Krishna made us take a detour and brought us back onto the highway again. For that detour, he used 4 philosophies. Right? He wants to bring us back, but he wants to bring us back after some correction. Right? So first philosophy that he used is Buddhism. First philosophy. So as soon as this animals were being killed left, right, and center by the Brahmanas. Now who will go and tell Brahmanas that you're doing wrong? Will they hear? Not here. I am already knowledgeable. I am Brahmagyan. Who are you to tell me? That time, Swayam Krishna appeared as Buddha. He appeared as Buddha. And he came and told what? Ahimso Paramadharma. Stop killing animals. No, our Vedas are saying that animal killing is okay. Vedas are telling these yajnas. In Veda it is mentioned you should do the yajna like this. Then what did Buddha told? Close the Vedas. Only Krishna can do that. What an empowered person can come and make you stop reading Vedas. He said, forget about all the Vedas. Forget about scriptures. Forget about everything else. Come to basic human nature. You should not kill others. Right? So Buddhism was the first deterrent. Because, see, if you want to correct the Brahmanas, you cannot correct suddenly saying that, hey, you should do bhakti, you should do, you should help people to become devotees. What are you doing? They are not in that mood also. They are in the mood simply enjoy. And Buddha came and told, enjoy, but without killing others. But Vedas, no, forget the Vedas. There is no Vedas. And Buddha was he's Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? Swayam Supreme Personality of Godhead. His philosophy, his appearance, his speech was so powerful that in entire India, forget about India, it spreaded all the way till China, all the way till Afghanistan, went all the directions, Buddhism. Right? Buddhism. But I tell you one amazing thing about Buddhism. There is no Buddha Purana. There is no Buddha Upanishad. There is no scripture. There is no scripture for Buddhism. Why? Because Krishna knew, I don't want to give a scripture for this. It's a detour. So Prabhuji, all the books that Buddhist people read, they created their own books. I don't, like I told, right? Sai Gita, Sai Bhagavatam. There is another Buddha Gita, Buddha Bhagavatam. Whatever they want, they create it. Ishtam, Rasko. You want to elaborate on it, you elaborate it. But Buddha never gave anything. So Buddha, first he took the detour saying, Ahimsa Parama Dharma, stop killing animals, stop sacrificing like this, forget the Vedas, let's live as peaceful human beings. Any questions so far? Okay. I'm squeezing the whole big philosophy into small chunks so you can all understand. Now, next detour is needed. Now, SLER. Now you have to detour. So, first thing that has to be done is establish the Vedas again. He removed the Vedas. He only removed the Vedas. He is the one who gave the Vedas. Vedas is sarve rahameva vedya vedanta vedavita vicham. Krishna is telling in 15th chapter, 15th verse, I am the one who created Vedas. I am the one who compiled Vedas. And I am the one who removed Vedas. As Buddha. Right? He removed Vedas completely. And then came Lord Shiva. Vaishnavanam yatha Shambhu. Among the Vaishnavas, greatest Vaishnava is Lord Shiva. Bhagavatam says. Among the rivers, greatest, purest river is Ganga. Right? Among the scriptures, the best, beautiful scripture is Srimad Bhagavatam. And among the Vaishnavas, the greatest Vaishnava is Lord Shiva. So Krishna spoke to Lord Shiva. This samvad is there in Padma Purana. He called Lord Shiva and said, now you have to do a service for me. Shiva says, yes, I am ready. I am always ready to do service for you. Tell me what service I will do. He said, go to the earthly planet and establish Advaitha. Establish Advaitha. What does Advaita mean? First of all, establish Vedas. And then tell everybody that we are all one. Advaita, one. we are one. Meaning, you are God, I am God, she is God, he is God, everybody is God. We are all one. Just establish this philosophy. Why did Krishna ask him to do that? Because there has to be a carrot for somebody to turn, right? I mean, if you go and tell, okay, let us establish Vedas and say that Krishna is God, nobody is ready that time. So the first thing to attract people was Advaita philosophy. He said, okay, establish the Vedas back. Establish the Vedas back. All the Vedas are true. But by the way, you are God. And immediately, Brahmanas, everyone, this is nice. And who is that person? Swayam Shankar. Swayam Bholenath. And what powerful person can he be? Shankaracharya was only there for 38, 37 years. In that 37, 38 years, he drove away Buddhism out of the planet. Literally, Buddhists ran away. There was not a single Buddhist in India when Shankaracharya came. Nobody else can do that, what he did. Literally, Buddhists ran away out of India through the corners. Somewhere they went to some China, that area, some of them were left. Now they came back to Tibet, that's another thing. But at one, they were literally Hare Krishna. They literally drove them away to the corner. Right? That was the power of Shankaracharya. If you want to discuss, sit and discuss the greatness of Shankaracharya, I don't think one class is enough or one year is enough. So many pastimes are there. What all Shankaracharya did? Badrinath, Kedarnath, even Jagannath Puri, Shankaracharya is a very big role. Right? Now, in that Samvad in Padma Puran, Lord Shankaracharya or Lord Shiva tells to Krishna, I don't want to do this. I don't like, there's a clear statement. I don't want to do this. Whatever you're asking me to do, I cannot do, my Lord. How can I say that you and me are same? And Krishna says, you are my devotee and you have to do this for me. Do it. Because unless you do that, people will not believe in Vedas. First, do the detour. You understanding, problem? First detour. Say everybody is God. No problem. Advaita. What did Buddha do? Buddha said no Vedas because animal killing he has to stop. Ahimsa Paramo Dharma. Forget about the Vedas. He is Supreme Lord himself. And what did Lord Shankara do next? When he came as Shankaracharya? Establish the Vedas. So first detour like this, then another detour like this, then back and then highway. So first is Buddha, then is Shankaracharya, Advaita. Are you following till now? Simple words I'm trying to explain. Huh? Advaita. Advaita basically means we are all one. Understand this much. That's enough. If you want to understand full Advaita, then you have to really sit down and go through the whole textbooks but in essence, this is what it means, that we are one. Okay, which means we are also God. We are also God. Haribol. Everybody liked it. So Advaita. Even now in India, 99% followers are Shankarites only. Like Advaita followers. Because they never understood the next. They never understood the next. They stopped there. In fact, they are so staunch. If you go and make them sit and say, Prabhu, can I discuss about Vishishta? No. I'm Advaita follower. I'm Shankara follower. That's it. Totally convinced that they are God. They actually say that they are God. God is formless. There is no God. They say that there is no God. You go and talk to Advaita follower and say there is no God. I am God. Brahman is God. That's all they'll tell. And to a certain extent of Mayavada. Advaita complements Mayavada. Advaita itself is not Mayavada. Advaita complements Mayavada. It says God is great. Advaita says God is great, but it also says I am that God. Okay, so first detour done. Shankara came and he established Advaita. Then came Rama Anuja, the brother of God. He came and he appeared himself as Ramanujacharya. Before him there was Yamunacharya and the whole Sampradaya. Ramanujacharya firmed up the whole Sampradaya and he said, he was declared that he is the perfect Acharya to represent the whole Sampradaya. Okay. And what did he do? He said, Advaita is good, but Vishishta Advaita is perfect. Vishishta Advaita. He introduced one more concept. Vishishta Advaita. In this, what did he say? Advaita means one. But Vishishta Advaita means in that one, the Supreme Lord is great. Understood? We are all one, but Supreme Lord is better than us. Vishishta Advaita. So he doesn't say we are all God. He doesn't get into that level of. He says Vishishta Advaita. God is greater than all of us. How many agree here? God is greater than all of us? That is Vishishta Advaita. Ramanacharya established that. Vishishta Advaita. That was like a detour coming back to the highway. It came back to the highway. Okay? Buddhism, Advaita, Vishishta Advaita. You touch the highway. Still it is not complete. It says Supreme Lord is greater than you. So whenever you see Ramanacharya, he will be like this. The statue you will see like this. Vishishta Advaita. Right? In fact, even Shankaracharya, sometimes there is a statue of Shankaracharya, but he also we are one. But his one is different. You know, Ramanacharya's one is Vishishta Advaita. God is greater than us. Okay? Now it's detour till here. Now comes Madhvacharya. Who is Madhvacharya? Swayam Hanumanji. Vayuputra. Madhvacharya. He comes. And he says, Dvaita. Forget about greatness of God. We are always two different. There is no question of we saying we are God. We can never become God. God is God. We are we forever, eternally. That's why whenever we say Madhvacharya statue, just Google Madhvacharya, you'll see him like this. Dvaita is not victory sign. Dvaita. Dvaita. Two. We are two. Always two. We are eternally two and will remain two. You can never become him. He is always your master. Simple. Dvaita. And that is why they are strong to defend, strong to condemn Mayavada. If you go and sit in Udupi Mutt temple, no? Say you want to learn SSR or something like that. First question they'll ask, do you believe in scriptures? Sir, actually I did not believe, I did not. Can you please leave? Please go. They don't discuss, they don't have, they don't get into all this. Simple. Do you believe scriptures or no? No. Get lost. Go. You want to live in Khajaguda, buy a villa, die. Go. You believe in scriptures? Sit. Number one. Madhvas are very, very powerful preachers. They don't deal with open society. I mean, now they are a little bit, but they are very shrewd, very clear. You believe in scriptures? हो ना? Textbook ज़्यादा कुछ मार्डर. बिना textbook पढ़े आके इधर बात मत करो. मेरा time बर्बाद मत करो, तुम्हारा time बर्बाद नहीं करूँगा. Very clear. Right? I know some Madhva preachers. They're like, very clear. You don't believe? Don't believe. Go. I don't have time for you. And people who go and sit there will become pakka devotees because they are very clear about scriptures. Right? Madhva means Dvaita. Always you are you, God is God. You cannot mix both this. Are you okay till now? You got back on the highway. Dvaita pulls you back on the highway. Right? But to run on the highway, you need bhakti. To cruise on the highway. Dvaita still is telling we are two. It is also telling we should serve God. But the rasa that is needed to serve God, bhakti. Then comes Swayam Krishna as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Swayam Krishna comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he establishes Achintya Abheda Bheda Tattva. Advaita, Vishishta Advaita, Dvaita, Achintya Bheda Bheda. God is simultaneously one and different. Krishna says, why do you say that they are not God? They are also God with me. And at the same time, I am God. I remain separate. Is God outside or inside? He is outside also, he is inside also. Achintya Bheda Abheda. They are all with me. All the living entities are with me. But they are not God. I am still different. Both are true. He told Advaita is also true. Dvaita is also true. Vishishta Advaita is also true. Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva. Achintya meaning inconceivable. God is inconceivably. Conceivable is what? Something that you can understand. He is inconceivable. You can't even understand. You can't understand the greatness of God. He is simultaneously one and different. We are simultaneously part of God and we are different. And that is where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains that in quality we are one, in quantity we are None. Otherwise, advanced concept. But I'll tell you, what you have learned here today in the last half an hour, you will not get this anywhere else. Only in our society, this is openly discussed and explained. Now tell me, is ISKCON against Advaita? Is it against Vishishtadvaita? Is it against Dvaita? No. We know all the four were needed. Right? We know all the four. Were all the four needed, Prabhuji? Were they needed?
Yeah. So once we're done this, I have a follow-up.
Yes, go ahead, go ahead.
So in the current Chatu Yuga, right? Where we are. So during Satya Yuga, Treta and Treta Yuga, which was the philosophy that was predominant? Because if you read the Upanishads, they already talk about Brahman. They don't talk about Golaka. Golaka was introduced only by Srimad Bhagavatam by I don't think there is a reference. I don't know. There might be a reference to Golaka. But my question is, what was the philosophy that was taught? For example, if you read books where there is conversation between Yajnavalkya and Gargi, if you read all the interesting things, they talk only about Brahman. Every single Rishi Patni and Rishi student and son, they go around and talk about knowledge of Brahman. They never talk about Krishna.
Correct.
They don't even talk about Krishna. They talk about Narayana being the supreme. So
that's it.
I'm concerned in the 3 yugas before which came, what was the philosophy that was predominant? And why is that they spoke only about Brahman?
Now I'll tell you something. There is something called as official. I'll answer a question in 2-3 levels. There's something called official name of God. There's something called as personal name of God. Narayan is the official name of God. He's mentioned all the way in Vedas. Whenever you have to do any yajna, whenever you have to do, Vishnu name will come. Krishna name will not come. Krishna will come in the beginning and the end. Sarvam Krishna Pramastu will tell them. But then Krishna doesn't come into the official dealings. Krishna is a personal dealing. Krishna is the home of God, the original Supreme Lord who is there in Goloka Vrindavan. Goloka Vrindavan became accessible to us. Even within the 4 Sampradayas, Goloka only became accessible as a truth only to Gaudiya Vaishnavas, only to Madhva followers in Gaudiya, which is where we belong, because of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would not have appeared, if Krishna would not have appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, none of us would have known Goloka. Simple. So if there are Sri Vaishnavas who only talk about Vaikuntha, I don't blame them because nobody told anything beyond that to them. But because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he established Vishishta, what is that? Achintya Bheda Tattva, and he told what is the qualities of God. And by the way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very merciful and he actually took us into the bedroom of God. Forget about front rooms. He took us right into the God's house and said, here is where Krishna lives, here is what Krishna does. Which is completely inconceivable. That's why many people, even Devatas, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, if you see in Chaitanya Charitamrita scripture, they are again and again telling that, no, Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna, Krishna Prema Pradayate, Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvishya Namo. What kind of avatar is this? To unqualified people is giving the highest. People who are not even interested in God is going and telling them about Goloka. People who don't understand what is bhakti is talking about bhakti of Radharani with Krishna. Arey, what is this? What kind of a Mahavadanyaya avatar is this? Absolutely, completely giving it out. For that matter, Prabhu, there is no mention of Goloka even in Srimad Bhagavatam. There is no name of Radharani even in Srimad Bhagavatam. It's not there. Never be there, because that is the most personal place of the Supreme Lord. We'll go only until certain levels in the Vedas, but not to this particular place, which is Goloka. Because Goloka is like the topmost secret. But the secret is so openly given now, we don't know the value of it. That is the problem. If somebody gives you Kohinoor diamond here, what will you do? You don't know what to do with it because you don't know the value of it. You'll hold it. इसमें नारियल फोड़ सकते क्या? नारियल नहीं फोड़ सकते, waste. Probably you take it. Better than that is a stone. You don't know what to do with Kohinoor diamond because you don't know the value of it. Same problem happened when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started telling to everybody about Goloka and Radharani and Krishna and Prema, Bhakti Yoga. Like, what is it? What is he speaking? Devatas are jumping in ecstasy that Swayam Krishna is coming and opening his doors, but people here are confused. What is he speaking? That is why we don't discuss Chaitanya Leela until we finish Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavat, then Chaitanya Charitamrita. There is a PhD study. Bhagavad Gita is graduation. Srimad Bhagavatam is post-graduation. Chaitanya Charitamrita is PhD. If we discuss about Chaitanya Charitamrita, I will actually confuse you more. You will be like, oh, how can Krishna do this for you? That's why I told, don't get into that. It's pure rasa, bhakti, which we can't understand why people do what they do. You know, Mahaprabhu will go and rub his face to the wall and bleed blood, and he'll say, Krishna is rolling on the ground. So what kind of bhakti is this? He's madness. He's like that mad fellow on Gachibowli crossroad, Bada Dadi matted here, rolling on the ground. You don't understand what is going on there. But that is the highest level of bhakti, which you don't discuss. So Goloka is not mentioned in the Vedas. It's never mentioned in the Vedas.
I thought it's mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam.
You said it is not mentioned. They talk about Vrindavan, but they don't talk about Goloka Vrindavan. Homa Vrindavan.
Okay, so
Vrindavan in this world.
sorry for distracting. So if you
No,
look
no,
at
no,
the
no.
Advaita tradition, every single Acharya, apart from Advaita, they enter Vrindavan, whether Jiva Samadhi or after the Jegu. So that Vrindavan, I thought it refers to Goloka Vrindavan. That's the same, or they just refer to the.
In one way, both are same. Bhauma Vrindavan and Goloka Vrindavan both are same. But what we normally refer to is Bhauma Vrindavan, the one Vrindavan here.
What Vrindavan?
Bhauma.
Bhauma.
Bhauma means on this planet.
Uh-huh.
The Vrindavan that is accessible to us. Even this is not accessible. You will go to Vrindavan but never experience Vrindavan.
Yeah.
Because complete Yogamaya Shakti will cover it.
Oh.
Only when you go and hear it from a great Vaishnava in that place, then you will actually see Vrindavan. In Srimad Bhagavatam, even Brahma became confused looking at this Vrindavan. He could not recognize, hey, what is this? You know, to offer something to God, so much purity is maintained. You take Achaman, you make the whole place clean, right? And there is a perfect mantra you chant, in right consciousness, then you offer it. All that you do to offer it to Krishna, God. And what is Krishna doing in Vrindavan? Brahma is coming and seeing they killed Agasur, one great Asura. And then after that, Krishna is like, we'll all have lunch together. And there is one friend of Krishna who brought some kheer from his home, right? And he wanted to give it to Krishna, but he said, I'll only have it now, just for fun. And Krishna is like, I want it. And the Brahmana is like, he kept all that kheer in his mouth, like this. Like they kept. Krishna is like, how can you eat without giving me? Your mother made for me also. I also have a share in it. He's like, it's already inside. And what did Krishna do? He did. That kheer flew from his mouth and Krishna took it in his mouth. Then Brahma said, enough is enough. This cannot be God. What nonsense is this? On one side, we are doing, yajnas and purification process, so many things, mantra, mudra, we are doing all this. This fellow is eating from somebody else's mouth. He cannot be God. This Vrindavan is all, it's not truth. It's not the Buddha. Brahma became confused. The Brahma who is the source of all rishis and munis and, that person got in water. That there is a Brahma Vimohan Leela. We'll discuss that Leela later. How he got confused and how Krishna brought him back. Right? So, to understand the greatness of God, very difficult. And this philosophy is given access in a slow way to the bhakti is very high. Very, very high. So when Goloka was being revealed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, people are shocked. What is this? How come you're talking about your bedroom? You're talking about your hall, your inner chambers, you're talking about it. To people who are not even qualified. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would dance on the road and he would go and tell, go to Goloka. And Devatas are like, hey Krishna, what are you doing? You're telling him he's not even interested. But he gave. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna. Krishna Prema Pradayate. He gives the love of Krishna. Free. Without any qualification. Only by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. He reveals it. So this whole philosophy of Dvaita, Vishishta Advaita, Advaita, Achintya Bheda Bheda is all a via medium to bring us back to Bhakti. And whenever Krishna appears once in a day of Brahma, not in every yuga. Krishna appeared in this yuga, in this cycle. He will not appear in next one. Another 4.3 plus 8.6 billion years he will appear again. And whenever Krishna appears, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also appears after him. And this is called Golden Age, where he establishes this Sankirtan movement. 500 years back he started. 10,000 years it will last, which is also mentioned in scriptures. And in this 10,000 years, whoever are lucky will go back to Krishna. This is like the jackpot time, which only comes once in 8.6 billion years. What is 10,000 in 8.6 billion? Nothing. In this 10,000 years, whoever becomes a devotee, takes this moment, will go back to God. In Bhagavatam, last verse says this: Sume Dasa, the person most intelligent will take up to this moment. A lot of people will not even understand. Hey, what is this? You are telling no yajna is needed, no learning of Sanskrit. All you have to do is what? Chant Hare Krishna, honor Prasadam, serve devotees. We'll go back to Krishna. What a great opportunity. Something that was achieved by great yajnas, great tapasvis, is now being freely given in such a simple way. And we are not against Shankaracharya. No. Shankaracharya did service to Krishna. And he's still not happy why he did that. Shankara at one point he became so frustrated that his philosophy, he has created so many Mayavadas. He told, forget about everything I told. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Mudamati. You fools, just chant Govinda's name. Enough is enough. I'm going now, but I don't like what I have done. But here is my last conclusion. But by then, it was already spread. By then, it was already spread. Shankara knew that philosophy is so strong, Advaita, that people will easily accept it, and it's very difficult to come out of it. And that's okay. People who are following Advaita in this life will take some more lives to come to Dvaita, and some more lives will come to Vishishta Advaita, and some more lives will come to Achintya Bheda Bheda. Just a matter of time. They'll come. Ultimately, bhakti is the only entry to Krishna's kingdom. And Goloka and all are not mentioned anywhere. Radharani's name is not mentioned anywhere. In one Upanishad, she is mentioned a little. That this daughter of Rishabhanu in that forest near to Vrindavan is Radharani. Like that is mentioned. But even in Bhagavatam, she is not mentioned. She is mentioned, but not in a way that you and me can understand. Many places it is mentioned. Even in Bhagavad Gita, she is mentioned. But you and me cannot understand. Some great acharyas have revealed. Actually, this word meant Radharani. Krishna was saying Radharani. So like that. So there are very confidential aspects of God which are not revealed to anybody and everybody. Yeah. Is that okay, Baba? Yeah. Anybody? Did you all understand what is Advaita, Vishishta Advaita, Dvaita, Achintya Abheda Bheda? You did not understand. In one session, you will not understand. Don't go and conclude, I know everything. I've just given an introduction to you. Short introduction I've given. This is what. If somebody says, what are you following? I'm following Achintya Bheda Bheda. Are you against Advaita? I'm not against Advaita. Because I know what Advaita was needed. Advaita was needed to take the detour and bring us back on to Bhakti again. So when finally Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva, then the highway, it started going very fast. Then Bhakti movement. This is called Bhakti movement. Right? Yeah. So here now, you can appreciate what we are going to see now. Is complete defeat of Mayavada. From this one slide, we went into a lot of things. It's a good thing. You learned some of the many important concepts. What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he established Achintya Veda, he took some good things from each Sampradaya. He recognized all the Sampradayas. He said, complete defeat of Mayavada, atheistic Mayavada theories, he took that from Madhvacharya, from Brahma Sampradaya. And service of deity worship, he took from Madhvacharya. Now, people who follow Bhakti, Marg, do they believe deity is temporary or permanent? It's permanent. What are we doing here? We are trying to become devotees of God. So we are performing devotion. When we go to God, what will you do? Devotion. Devotion doesn't stop. That is one bhakti. You understand? But Mayavadis, I'll do devotion only until I'll go there. After that, no devotion. Me and God are same. Right? Indirectly, actually, they feel they are doing their own devotion. You know, some people think, I'm actually doing arti to me only. Salute. You know, some people have taken so much advantage of it. Like that they speak. From Kumara Sampradaya, love of God unpolluted by fruitive activities. Meaning, I will do only activities which are pleasing to Krishna. And avoid speculative knowledge, only scripture. Kumara Sampradaya were very particular about only, of course, even Madhva. But these aspects are more stressed. See, if there are 10 qualities of a Sampradaya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chose the top two. Top two more emphasized. Right? Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, Ramanujacharya, exclusive dependence on Supreme Lord. I will depend only on Krishna. I will only depend on Sriman Narayana. Katha. I will not discuss anything else. Right? Path of spontaneous devotion. I will become very spontaneously devoted. Meaning, I don't have to prepare something to devote in myself. I'm all the time a devotee only. All my acts are spontaneously toward devotion. Anything I do. Krishna is all the time in my mind. Spontaneously, I love him. Like if you are in love with somebody, you don't have to produce that love, right? Okay, now I'm sitting, 1 kg, 2 kg love has come. It's already there in you. Spontaneously love God. That is coming from Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya. Rudra Sampradaya, Lord Shiva's established Sampradaya. Necessity to take shelter of Srimati Radha, the eternal consort. So Radharani worship comes into Rudra Sampradaya. They also say that we have to worship Radha along with Krishna. And Braja Prema exhibited in Gopis of Vrindavan. Braja Prema, more Madhurya Rasa. See, when Lord Shiva wanted to dance with Krishna, he said only female are allowed, no male are allowed. Lord Shiva, I want to dance. What is female, male? I am a devotee of Krishna. Then he himself had to take a form of a gopi. And he's called worshipped as Gopeshwar Mahadev. Right? So, Rudra Sampradaya, they want to worship gopis. Right? And that is the highest love that is exhibited. So, all these four concepts, all these four Sampradayas, the topmost is taken by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he established Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya Sampradaya. Brahma Sampradaya, which is established by Madhvacharya, Gaudiya, which came in Gaudiya. Gaudiya means what? Bengal. The Bengal region is called Gaudiya region. That is where he appeared. Supreme Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in that. Where did Krishna appear? Vrindavan. Right? Braj. It's called Braj, the whole Braj Mandal. Where did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appear? Gaudiya Desh. Navadvip, 9 islands. That is the place he appeared. Right? So Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya, Sampradaya. So we are Brahma Sampradaya. We are learning this knowledge from Brahma Sampradaya. And we are from Gaudiya Desh. That is where it got established. We may not be from Gaudiya Desh, but we are learning it from Gaudiya Desh. Okay? And he established Achintya Veda Abheda, Achintya Veda Abheda Tattva, which is God is simultaneously one and different from his energies. This is a combination of all Vaishnava philosophies and all the four acharyas. Krishna told, I'm not going to tell that even Shankara is wrong. No, Advaita also comes into it. I'm simultaneously one, at the same time different. Right? And our lineage, Lord, Srila Prabhupada and his Guru and his Guru and his Guru and his Guru. We'll see in Bhagavad Gita all the way till Brahma and then Krishna. Now I'm going to give you a view. This is the experiment done, experimental slide I prepared many years ago to explain what is spiritual world and material world. Okay. Now, a lot of people say, Prabhu, who is great? Lord Shiva is great or Lord Krishna is great? I'll tell both. Prabhuji, then you're telling both are same? I never told you they're same. You asked me, are they great or no? I said, they're great. But are they same? No, they're not same. Is Krishna more greater than Shiva? No. Shiva is more greater than Krishna. Prabhuji, what do you mean now? Shiva is more greater than Krishna. Depends on where you are asking. Depends on where you're asking. That makes a difference. Right? Now I'm going to tell you what it means. An analogy I'm going to show you. Area, position, controller, and plant tenure. Which area? What is the position? Who is the controller of that? And what is the plant tenure? For how long he will stay? Let's go by ants. Right? Ant home is the area. He is a food collector. Controller is father ant. And ant lives for few years. Maybe. Right? Now let's expand that. Let's zoom out. Zoom in, zoom out, right? I'm going to zoom out now. Ant hill. Right? And now here, ant hole is the area. Mother ant is the position. Controller is queen ant. Suddenly somebody more is controller. Right? First level only father ant. Second level, queen ant. You all know the concept of queen ant, right? Everybody in the ant hole is supplying to the queen ant. Right? Yes. Few years she'll live. Zoom it further. What do you see here? Ant hill. Right? Ant hill. Mother ant is the position. Queen ants. No, there is no one queen ant. Queen ants. There are many more controllers. Okay? Let's zoom out more. Where is this ant hill? It's in a garden. Right? Somewhere in a garden. You can't see it, but ant hill is there. Now, area is garden. Position is gardener. Right? Who is the controller of the gardener? Mother. Your mother. Your mother takes care of the garden behind the house. How long will she live? 100 years. Is that true? Okay. Let's say 100 years. Zoom further out. Right? From the garden, you're touching the family now. Family. Bread earner is the main position. If there is no one to earn, where will the family be? And who is that person? Father. How long will he live? 100 years. Is mother great or father? Both are great. Both are great. Mother is also needed. She maintains the house. Father is also needed. He brings things to run the house. So you're zooming out and going to even top. Right? Colony. Now, area is colony, community. Position is president. President of this colony. You will hear that. Right? What is the controller? Elected president. How long will he live? 1 to 3 years. That's all. What comes beyond colony? City. City. Mayor is a position. Position. Right? Controller. Elected mayor. 5 years. No? What comes next? State. Telangana. I kept Telangana here. Right? Chief Minister is a position. How long does he live? If he stops drinking, he'll live for some more time. Elected CM. I didn't refer whom I'm talking about. I don't know why you're laughing. So elected CM. Elected CM. How long will he live? As a CM, 5 years. If he gets elected again, he is the CM. Otherwise, he's gone. Right? Next, zoom further. Country. Chief Minister, Prime Minister, elected Prime Minister. Now it's Narendra Modi. Next time you have to be there, not be there. How much time does he exist? 5 years. Right? Ideally 5 years. Now comes the till here you all know. Abhi tak chal raha hai project, theek hai. I know. Now next, let's go next. Earth planet. Area. Earth. Position. Mother. Bhumata. Right? How long does she live? 4.3 billion years. After 4.3 billion years, she will go into the Garbhodaka ocean. And again, everything will be gone, again shall come out after 4.3 billion years. Is there anything beyond this? Yes, Brahman, heaven, next level, heaven. What is the position there? King of heaven. Who is the king of heavenly planets? All the heavenly planets. Who is the king? Indra. How long does he live? Live, Indra. What do you mean? Yes, 306 million years. 306 million years. Manvantara. When all the Devatas' positions are changed, there is job rotation that happens. In a day of Brahma, there are 14 Manvantaras. 306 million years, he has to resign, or he'll be sacked, he'll have to leave the position, another new Indra will come. Who is the next Indra? Bali Maharaj. Is already, you can't take him, sorry. That position is already taken. You can apply for the next Indra. Or in some other universe, will be another Indra position you can apply. Next, is there anything beyond that? Material world. Now we are going to the next step. Now we talked about planets. Now the whole material world, the Brahmanda, right? Material world. Illusionary control. Who is controlling the whole material world? Durga. How long will she be there? Is there death for Durga? No. Why? Now you are introduced to, till now you are introduced to people who die. Now onwards the people who come will never die. They are expansions of the Supreme Lord. Lakshmi Devi's expansion is Durga. You understand? There is no death for Lakshmi Devi. She expands herself as Durga. And she, when the material world is closed, she'll go back into Lakshmi Devi. Okay, na? Are you all okay till now? Okay, next. Lord Shiva. Material world, controller. He is a controller. He is controlling Durga also. He is the husband of Durga. Right? Lord Shiva. Sadashiva. Sadashiva is the original Shiva. Who is at the expansion? Lord Narayan and Sadashiva is almost same. In the mood of servant. When Lord Narayan comes in the mood of service, he becomes Sadashiva. And from that Shivas, Lord Shivas come out. Rudra. A lot of Rudras will come out. Right? There's a whole science behind it. So here is Sadashiva. Here is Lord Shiva. Next, Brahma. Secondary creator. Through Brahma, Lord Shiva enters into the universe. Lord Shiva is coming to Sadashiva. But when Brahma becomes angry, with that anger, through that, it's not like Brahma is the father of Shiva. Through him it comes. Right? So Brahma lives for how long? He's a secondary creator. So what do you mean secondary creator? I thought Brahma is creator. Brahma is not the creator. He's a secondary creator. He's like an engineer. You have given him raw material, bricks, cement, concrete, everything. He'll make the building. Right? And he'll also create all the human bodies, animal bodies, reptile bodies, tree bodies. Everything is created by Brahma. But the soul is sent by whom? Krishna. Remember that. Soul is not created by Brahma. He creates bodies. From Brahma, children are called what? Prajapatis. There is one Prajapati for reptiles. There is one Prajapati for humans. There is one Prajapati for different species. Who is the Prajapati for our humans? Manu. The one who creates human beings. Mainly. Manu. Manu Samhita. How a human should live is mentioned. Code of human life. Manu Samhita. From Manu comes the word man also. M-A-N, man. Manu. Right? So many things are. Right? So, Brahmanda. Right? We went to Brahmanda level. Beyond that is what? Now, Krishna is telling in 18th sloka, 8th chapter, 16th sloka. Brahma bhona loka punaravartino arjuna mam upaityatu kaunteya punarjanmana vidyate. He's saying, from the ant to the Brahma, everybody has to die. Everybody has to take birth again. Of course, Durga, they're all expansions. But other than that, including Brahma, he has to die. Brahma lives only for 311 trillion years. After that, Khatam. Brahma also dies. And another Brahma will come. Who is the next Brahma? Hanumanji. for this universe. How many universes are there? Unlimited. Where are we? Corner what are we? Nothing. Right? Now understand how the universe is structured. Right? Now, Brahmanda. What comes next? Now comes Shirodakshay Vishnu, the next level. What is Shirodakshay Vishnu? Every heart. Now, Brahmanda is one level. Greater than level than every heart. In every heart, he is a witness and sanctioner. Who is he? Shirodakshay Vishnu. And we call him as Paramatma. We call him as Paramatma. Krishna is there in all our hearts. Localized Paramatma. Right? He is the controller. Next is Garbhodakshay Vishnu, primary creator. Above him is Garbhodakshay Vishnu. From his navel, Brahma sprouts. The lotus sprouts out and then Brahma comes. Right? And then Garbhodakshay Vishnu eternally appears. Eternal. There is no tenure for them. They are eternal. Now we are talking about Supreme Lord himself. Karanadakshay Vishnu, from whom universes are coming out, from his skin pores. Right? Many Brahmandas will come out. Source of everything. That is a controller, position. Karanadakshay eternally appears. Then Vaikuntha planets. Source, proprietor and controller, everything. Vaikuntha planets. And here it is Sadashiva, Narayan and quadrupular expansions. Which is what we get into the Goloka chart. That's Goloka chart is a separate discussion altogether. I cannot tell that in this session. How from Krishna, Balaram, from Balaram, Sankarshan, from there, Vasudeva, Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Narayana, Sankarshana, again from that Sankarshana, another quadruple expansion. Then from there, Narayana, Vaikuntha planets, from there, Sadashiva, from there, Mahavishnu, from there, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, from there, Kshirodakshay Vishnu, from there, Brahmanda, Brahma, Shiva, Durga, Indra, finally, our planet, Narendra Modi. And then controller. In your house, you are the controller. Now tell me who is great here. Everybody are great at their level. So many levels are there. Again, why did Lord Ram worship Lord Shiva? What is the meaning of in Rameshwaram? In Rameshwaram, how many have gone to Rameshwaram? Have you gone to Ram temple or Shiva temple? There is no Ram temple in Rameshwaram. Do you know that? Main temple in Rameshwaram is Lord Shiva's temple. Why? Why did Lord Ram worship Lord Shiva? Ram is greater than Shiva. Ram is Narayan. But he himself worshipped Shiva because he is in the material world. And he is Maryada Purushottam Ram. He is telling us how to live a life in material world. You want to live in material world, you better worship Lord Shiva. And he is showing it. Right? So, who is the controller of the material world? Shiva and Parvati. Who is the controller of the spiritual world? Krishna and Radharani. Simple. Depending on jurisdiction, your controller and meaning of the word Ishvara changes. Everybody understood? You don't determine based on just like that. Yeah. Who is the ultimate? Krishna and Radharani. Next level, Narayana and Lakshmi Devi. Vaikuntha planets. Next level, Brahmanda level. Who? Shiva and Parvati. Right? In Brahmanda level, you don't go and tell that they are, there's somebody more. No, Shiva and Parvati are the more important. But they are themselves are serving Lakshmi and Narayana. And Lakshmi and Narayana at home are called Radharani and Krishna. They are the same. Did you understand? Confusing? Difficult? Okay. Even if you don't understand, you have to go forward. Because in one life, you can't understand this sometimes. Very advanced. To understand what you have to do? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. If you don't chant, you'll not understand whatever I told. will remain like a philosophy. We are not here to learn philosophy. And my business is not to teach philosophy. My business is to preach bhakti. All this knowledge is good. But ultimately, after getting all this knowledge, what you should do? Sit down and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram. That is the purpose. If anybody has a goal of becoming Jnani here, I'm sorry, you can leave. Anybody has a goal of becoming Yogi here, I'm sorry, you can leave. Anybody wants to become a great Karmi here, I'm sorry, you can leave. Anybody wants to become a great Bhakta here, please stay, I will wash your feet. Because that is the goal of satsang. Right? We are not behind knowledge. We are behind service. Service to God and His devotees. Okay? Any questions? Really?
Yes.
Prashant?
No, it's still the start is going, right? Yes.
Yes, probably.
First time to the plan. Probably and not knowledgeable.
No. Your good name, probably?
Karunakar.
Karunakar.
So normally every religion, everyone teaches the same thing. You live like a human being in service. Right. So why this clash? Vishnu, this, that, and that, and so that is anyway there. Why we need to understand first of all, and why we need to bother about things once we die. Anyway, once we die, nobody understands what goes on there. When we are living, we have to look at ourselves. Whatever preaching you take, it's gone or anyone. We have to take the good. I think everybody
Yes, something good to give.
Good and in their own way. But now, if you go anywhere, people preach about spiritual world. You do good karma, then you go to heaven and all. So why we got to bother? While we are living, I think very, very bad life, because we go, we try, get things done, and we do all sorts of nonsense things and die. And we are bothered about after dying what we do. I don't understand. And when we teach.
Your name is Karuna or Karunakar?
Karunakar. Sorry, maybe I misunderstood.
No.
But when somebody teaches some philosophy, they always point about others. This is what it is wrong.
Yes.
Somewhere.
Vidya or Vidya?
This is what's wrong somewhere. What I feel, forget about others. What is good? What is you want to teach? I know. If you teach some student or you have to compare to know which one is good, you have to compare something and teach so that you will understand better. But I don't think that is a good way of teaching. Because I don't know, I may be wrong, but negativity goes fast. Positivity takes some time to. As I said also now, what is supreme? A positive energy, something is supreme. Not Ram, not Krishna, not X-ray. That's what I do. That's what I consider. But there is again, you clarified that, okay, there are different things, different ages, people came, that part of society, they teach, then it evolved. But basic question is why we have to bother all those things now? And why we have to bother too much about some spiritual world or some Goloka or heaven, hell after we die. We are not bothering how we are living this 100 years.
Yes. Okay. So thank you, Karnataka, for such a nice question. So, Prabhu, you have children?
Yeah.
How old?
10 years daughter.
10 years?
Daughter.
Okay. So, what is your plan for her? Just if you want to share a little. Do you have a plan?
No, I do some plan, but God will do. I have last plan. So,
but you have a plan.
Yeah, as a
Parent, you have a plan.
I have to give some education.
Yes.
Basic knowledge. Some good teachings, whatever. Good means how to behave.
Yeah. So you have chosen a good school for her.
I felt that is good, but if you compare the
whatever you can afford, among who take an effort, you have done your inquiry.
Yeah.
And made sure that the school is good for that. That's true, right? Okay. And
But that fails. When you speak to some other person, that fails.
that's okay. According to your capacity, you've done that. No? Again, knowingly you have not put her in a wrong school.
Right.
Again, because why you have put her in a wrong right school? Because you know that if she studies in the school, her next education will be good. Correct? Is there anything wrong in that? Nobody feels anything wrong, right? You are planning according to what she is going to become. You want her to become a good person. Forget about collector or anything. She has to become a good person. If she has to become a good person, she should be in good association. Good association comes in certain schools because some good families put their children in that school. Depending upon that, she'll become a good person. Is that right? Yeah. So you are planning for your child's future, knowing which direction she will go if you do ABC steps. That is true? Yeah. What we do in religion is we also plan. Yeah, my child is going to school, but is that school good enough for my child to go to the next level? And next level is what? Purity. She has to become a good person, very respectful to the parents, very respectful to society, good contribution to the society, like that. So this is called parentage with love. Even I do that for my children. Even I am planning it. My son has gone to intermediate now. I have to think where should I send him next, like that, right? So there's nothing wrong in planning. But how did you come up with that? That this school is perfect for her. When you heard from your friends or colleagues that in this school the children don't carry mobiles. In this school they're very strict with speaking bad words. In this school the teachers monitor the children very very much more. In this school no wrong activities have come out to the media. In this school the teachers are also little respectful. When you look at them, they look like teachers, right? In this school the principal and the owners of the school are good people. I will not tell God conscious, which is good people, right? So I think this school is a good idea. Is that right thing? Yeah. Some analysis we have done, and based on that, we are sending our children to that school. Is that no? Yeah. In the same way, philosophy given by God is also an analysis of whatever is there as absolute truth, right? If somebody is joining his child without inquiring about that school, then he's taking a risk. Even though the child goes to that school, they are leading a riskful time. Yes or no? Yeah. Same way, if I'm just leading a life in this world without understanding where it is ultimately going to take me, that is foolishness. Isn't it? For example, I'll die. Prabhu, I don't know where I'll go after I die. You should know what is wrong in knowing. There's nothing wrong.
What is important when after you die, wherever you go, how it is important now?
Because you're already stuck here. Do you want to be stuck again?
After 60 years or 70 years, anyway you are going to die. Nobody is going to
Yes, Prabhu, everybody will die. But what if somebody tells you that, Prabhu, you don't have to take again birth? There is an option like that. Won't you want to know about that option?
Yeah, but
No, do you want to know or no?
okay, that is, see again, there is a greed now.
Greed for what?
Because I don't want to get this alive.
Why?
Because it's painful now, we are seeing this.
So what is greed? There is nothing greed there. If you are feeling hungry,
But you are telling that there is option.
Prabhu,
There is option where I can subscribe that. Okay, I don't want another life.
you don't want another life.
Yeah, that is, you are connecting to some point.
Yeah, why? Because that is less suffering.
Yes.
See, if you're hungry and somebody gives you prasadam and you take the prasadam, that is not greed.
Hmm.
That is your need.
Okay.
That is your need. Arey Baba, give me the prasadam. I'm hungry. In the same way, there is an option that you have that I want to come out of the cycle of birth and death because it's a very painful cycle.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'll take birth next. I don't know which family I'll be. This family I have 2 eyes and 2 ears. Next family I don't know what. Next body I don't know what I'll have. According to my karma, I don't know what. If you believe in karma, there is action to reaction. What you do good, you get good. You do bad, you get bad. Okay, that much if you believe. I'm going to get something which might be outcome of, like you only told, I did so much nonsense here. That nonsense is going to create a body for you and you have to go through that. And it looks like a vicious cycle out of which I can never come out. Right? Oh my God, how can I come out? I'm doing good, I'm doing bad. For good, I'm getting good reaction, for bad, I'm getting bad reaction. I'm again taking another body. How many bodies will I get? Oh, I had this desire, that desire. So many desires. I have to get a body like Amitabh Bachchan because Amitabh Bachchan is my favorite. He is height. For that height, I have to get another body. I have to get a body like some other hero because he looks nice. I desire that his complexion is good. For that desire, I have to get another. So Krishna is going on giving me bodies. I am creating my own bodies, and every time I take a body, I have to suffer old age, I have to suffer disease, and I have to die. Prabhu, you know what? Is there an option to come out of this? Yes, Prabhu, there is option to come out of this. What is the option to come out of this? Understand why you are taking birth. What is the triggering point of taking this birth? What wrong did I do? And who decided that I am in this world? Fundamental question. No, actually, we are doing first session to 10th session.
Sorry,
That's why, had you attended all that, we all came with the same question here. Why am I even doing this, right? So, that's okay. It's a good, small, quick revision for many. Point is, you're taking this knowledge so you can come out of a cycle which you don't know how to come out. You don't know how to come out, right? And then you're finding out, okay, who is the right teacher for me to come out of this? A right teacher for me to come out of this is not somebody with a big daddy and creating his own books. No. He's not a great YouTuber. No. Who is the right guru to pull me out of this? Scripture. I have to learn it from the scripture. Scripture itself. I don't believe him. You don't have to believe me also. Scripture. Prabhu, whatever you're speaking, is it mentioned in scripture or no? Yes, it is. Then I think I'm okay for it. Okay. Who can teach that scripture? Somebody who has learnt it from an authorized guru. And who is that guru? Who has learned from his guru? Who has learned he is guru? Who is the guru? Nobody is the guru. Krishna is the only guru. We are all just repeating the knowledge as it is. Right? Now, I know I want to get out of this. I know there is a scripture which teaches this. I think it's a worthwhile thing. Instead of praying that my daughter should become a successful person in this life, I will also pray that she should not take birth again. There's nothing wrong in it. I don't want her to take birth again. Again, she'll take birth. This time I'm her father. Next time Amaresh Puri will father. Right? Some villain character she'll take birth. How much pain she'll go through? No. My job is to make sure that my child doesn't take birth again. And that is mentioned in the scripture. The Guru na sasyat, na pati na sasyat, na pita na sasyat. The person who can deliver his child out of the cycle of birth and death can become a father and mother. It is mentioned. How many people in society know this? Nobody knows this. But with knowledge comes responsibility. Now that I have known, oh, Prabhu, inta unda. Marriage is pillal ganali. Ante telsunnamu. No, pillal gante. If those children will not go to Krishna, you will have to come back here. So much responsibility is there. Okay, now I know Prabhu responsibility is there. Now I know that there is a way out. Now I know that there is a way out. What should I do next? Prabhu, I want some guidance now. Here is a satsang in which you get the guidance. And Prabhu, by the way, you also told, why I have to know who is Lord Shiva, why I have to know Lord Vishnu? You can respect them properly. Why I have to know who is from where? I can respect you properly. If somebody is in a very knowledgeable position, he needs to be respected more. There's nothing wrong in that. Like, for example, when you enter in my house, in our house, the house belongs to Radha Gopi Vallabh. We are just tenants in their house. That is how we keep them in the center of the house. Who is the next person after them who should be respected? Not me, my father. Right? If you keep me and my father beside each other and say, you both are great, I will not feel nice. My father will feel nice. My son is like me, he's telling me. But I will not feel nice. Hey, what is it? My father is great. What am I in front of my father? That is called respecting with differentiation. So what this knowledge does is when you go to a temple, you know where to go first and whom to respect. Not because you will feel nice, because they will feel nice. Right? When you go to a temple, you should first take permission from Lord Shiva. He is mentioned in scriptures. Before going to Narayan, go to Lord Shiva. Because he is a Kshetra Palaka. He is the one protecting all the Vishnu Dharmasthalas. Right? So I'll take blessing there, then I'll go to Lord Narayan. Lord Narayan will be very happy. Why? You went to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva will be very happy. Why? You allowed me to serve you. Now what are you doing? They are very happy, nicely settled. But here we are creating politics without knowledge. We are displeasing them. We are displeasing them by not knowing how to serve them. Why do I need to know all these things? Because ultimately, if my goal is to go back to God, then I need to know all this. If my goal is not to go back to God, I don't need to know all this. When I send out the invite for a satsang, I tell Prabhu, whoever wants to learn Bhagavad Gita can come. You will say that you have to learn Bhagavad Gita, better come. No, you want to learn Bhagavad Gita, come. Right? Now, whoever comes has to learn Bhagavad Gita. Now, if somebody here says, no, Prabhu, I'm not interested, please leave, you can leave. Nobody is forcing you. Spirituality, religion is all completely individual choice and a journey that we have to take. Sincerity only also we'll only get. Right? Like I had so many questions. Oh my God, so many questions I had. I troubled my Siksha Guru like anything. Because of his tolerance, I'm sitting here. And I'm not any guru. I'm completely no knowledge I have. I'm just trying to repeat what I've learned. And he repeated what he has learned from his guru. And we're all repeating from what is mentioned in Shastra. If it is not mentioned in Shastra, I should shut my mouth. Whatever I have mentioned here, I can show you individual verses of each one of them from Shastra. Prabhu, this verse is telling like this. This verse is telling like this. That is the reason we have to worship like this. Right? And all this together leads to a process of self-realization. We'll understand fundamental questions. After understanding Bhagavad Gita, understand who am I? Am I this body or am I the soul? First question. Next, what is my duty after I've taken birth? I'll take care of my wife, Pati Dharma. I'll take care of my children, Putra Dharma. No, what is that? Pitra Dharma. No, Pitra Dharma actually ancestors. Yeah. I'll deliver my ancestor, I'll do Pitra, Pindalavan Bertam, Pitra Dharma. I'll take care of my job in the office, Vritti Dharma. Right? I'll take care of, so how many dharmas are there? Pitra Dharma, Putra Dharma, this Dharma, Deva Dharma, there are so many dharmas are there. Is following all these dharma the goal of life? Yes, also, but something is missing. What is missing? I never asked anybody what is the goal of life. I am only determined. According to Osama bin Laden, bringing down 2 buildings is dharma. That's not my dharma. He created his own dharma. Some terrorist suicide bombing is dharma. He created his dharma. I didn't create dharma. No, none of us are asking the source who has created us what is dharma. When we ask that source is going to tell, Savai Pumsam Paro Dharma Yato Bhakti Radokaje. He's telling, Bhaiya, actually your main dharma is to find out who is God. And in the human body, we can find out who is God. No other body we can find out. Because more other bodies are instinct driven. Ahara, Nidra, Bhayam, Aitumancha. Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. This was the first class actually. What are the 4 activities that I do and animals also do? If it is a pig, just think about a pig in a gutter. Does it eat? Does it feel tasty? Yes, in its own way, that is tasty for it. For me, this is tasty, but that is tasty. Isn't it? It's eating. Next, what is it doing? Sleeping. Does it sleep? It sleeps better than me. I have phone calls. Doesn't have any phone call. Is it defending its family? Is it saying the children are not mine? We are doing it now, humans. But they don't do that. Animals take care of the children all the time. Is it having sex life? How many children can we produce at a time? 1, 2. It can produce 7. Right? It can have more number of times sex in a day. We cannot have that. So animals have more capability of doing a lot of these 4 activities. What are 4 activities? Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maitunam. Samanat etat Pashubin Naranam. These are equal to an animal. Dharmehi eko adhiko vishesho. Dharmehi ina Pashvi Saman. In Mahabharata, this verse is coming. That if a person doesn't know dharma, he is equal to an animal. If Narayan Murthy of Infosys doesn't know what is dharma, there is no difference between him and a pig. Oh, this is a big statement you are making. I'm not making a statement, that is the truth. These are all roles. He's a great person, by the way, Narayan Murthy. I'm giving an example. If Azim Premji doesn't know what is dharma, he is equal to a donkey. If Bill Gates doesn't know what is dharma, he is equal to a mosquito. Who is the greatest person now? Elon Musk. If he doesn't know what is dharma, he is equal to dog. That's all. That is scripture telling. I'm not telling them. So how important it is for us to know dharma. And why should we know dharma? Because through that dharma, we'll understand who is God and how to worship that God. How to worship that. How to please him. Because if he is pleased, then he will tell, okay, now you are qualified to come back. He's not telling, come now. He's telling, come back. Which means what? We were at one time with him only. We all have come here. It's a big, we have covered it in the past. We all have come here. Why did we come here? Because of our desires. And our desires are endless. How do we go back? We have to make him the only desire. And when we become God conscious, everything that we do is seva. When I'm Madhava seva, Manava seva is a byproduct of it. Madhava seva, Manava seva. Right? Manava seva is not Madhava seva. May or may not be. For example, I am giving charity to the poor. What are you giving? Food. Where is that food coming from? Did you produce it? The Kothmir chet vachindi ikkadi nunchi. Dal came from your leg. Rice came from your back. Did it come like that? Where did it come from? Ekkadi vachindi. Devudu ichadu. You are taking his property and giving it to his people on his behalf. Madhava seva, Manava seva. But what do atheistic people do? Manava seva, Madhava seva. Endukaya Madhava seva? Manava seva cheyi. Manava seva ekkadi nunchi chestunnam? Where are you doing Manava seva from? These things. Oh, ఆయన చేయలేకపోయింది నేను చేస్తున్నాను. అది ఇంకో కాన్సెప్ట్. No, he kept it. He kept them so that you can go and serve them. He created poor people for rich people to go and serve them. Right? It is as to purify us. So, Prabhu, what we are doing in satsang, what we are learning, everything is goal oriented. If we don't have a goal of going back to Krishna, then all these things look very inapplicable. Whatever we are learning and whatever we are going through. The last 9 sessions that we did, karma, vikarma, akarma, so many things we discussed. Why we should not eat something, why should we eat some things, all are goal driven. Isn't it? For example, if I want to become a good athlete, I have to run at 80 km speed now. I have to eat something different. I can't eat the same masala dosa and run like an athlete. I have to eat something which, what is that, Bolt eats. I don't know what he eats. So according to our goal, our lifestyle, our habits, our choices, our learnings, our teachings, everything changes. What today the current biggest problem is people don't have a goal. They don't know what is their goal. They think I'm happy. Okay, be happy. No problem. Everybody can be happy in according to what they want to follow. But when you want to go higher, then you want to approach somebody higher who will tell you something about higher. So I don't know if I answered your question, the long answer. But my humble request is, please hear to the recordings from the first one to the 9th one. Right? In the beginning, I was telling, today's session is going to be a little, because actually, even I don't like to see this like that. Goloka enti, Vaikunta enti, why all these things? But you will come to this stage after 10 sessions. Then you become more curious. Right? Only when somebody tells about Goa jao. Hai kya Goa mein? So 9 sessions I have been telling, yahan jao. So now you have come, yahan ye hai. Yahan pe ye hai. Like that. Is that okay, everybody else? Is that okay? Please forgive me if I spoke anything wrong. I'm trying to answer in the shortest form, in the best way possible. I don't know. Yeah, anyway, because we all need that foundation. Why am I doing what am I doing? Nariyal kyun pod raha hu? Temple kyun bana raha hu? There should be a reason behind all these things. Right? Hare Krishna. Now we are going to go a little fast here. You can go through the previous. Actually, the session I've done many times. When in internet, you'll find many past sessions also. But anyways, so Lord Krishna Here he speaks about Goloka and Brahma Samhita. The Prabhuji is not there. He just left. He was asking, where is Goloka mentioned? Here it is mentioned. Wanted to show him, but he already left. So there is a mention in Brahma Samhita where Lord Brahma is revealing what is Goloka. Where does Krishna live? How to go to him? You want to know, right? You want to go on Google Map, what do you need? From location to location, fastest way. So there is 2 locations. You have to know where it is. Where is what happens in Goloka. I'm not going into the depth. Can we determine God just through his miracles? कुछ miracle किया, God बन गया. Huh? Yes or no? Come on. Prabhuji. Such bolo.
Siddhis, and people can get some siddhis through yoga.
I'm here. Suddenly I'll disappear. I'll be behind you. Will you put mala and start worshipping me? Bhagavan Aya. Bhagavan. Lilananda Bhagavan Aya. Lilananda Bhagavan. Or I'll take something. भगवान बन गया ना. बोल सकते हो मेरे को भगवान? बोल रहे यार भगवान. आजकल वही होगा. Huh? He appeared in my dream, Prabhuji. He appeared in my dream. Every day he comes. In my dream, Amitabh Bachchan comes every day. Is Bhagavan? When I was in my college, one girl used to come. My wife is not here. Is she Mata? Is she Devi Mata? She's coming in my dream. Whatever I'm infatuated, I'll get in my dream. Simple. If my boss doesn't give good appraisal, even he will come in my dream. And I'm arguing in the dream with him. I get every nonsense. He gets convinced, okay, I'll give you appraisal. And you'll get up in the morning. All this was a dream. So merely coming in dream, appearing here, appearing there, suddenly doing something doesn't make you God. Even Rakshasas, Putana, when Krishna, she came to kill Krishna. You know how long she was? She was 8 miles long, 8 miles. Meaning, Putana ka pair yahan pe, sar kahan pe? Koti mein. Koti la talaka hai. Kali kada. Is she God? If somebody becomes so big and so powerful, they become God? They can be declared as God? No. Even higher. Hiranyaksha. What was he playing with? Tennis ball. Yeah. What was the tennis ball? Planet Earth. Can you imagine? He was playing football with planet Earth. It fell into the Garbhodakshya ocean. Brahma could not lift it. Brahma said, Amma, ye kya karoge? Krishna came from his nose. Small, tiny. It came out and suddenly became so big, developed into Varahadev, went and lifted the earth, kept it back into the orbit, and he put all the minerals back into it. Whatever we are extracting, that is disturbing the equilibrium. One day when we fall, petrol, diesel, iron, it will disturb the whole equilibrium. It is just a matter of time. It happened then also. Global warming problem was there that time also. It fell into the ocean. Is he God? Is Hiranyaksha God? He could lift the planet, Re Baba. Forget about some vibhuti from some photo. He could lift the planet. Is he God? He's not God. Surpanaka, is she goddess? She could change her form also. She could look like anybody. Somebody, ఆయన చూస్తుంటే నాకు రాముడు చూసినట్టు అనిపిస్తుంది రోజు. నీకు అట్లే అనిపిస్తుంది. ఎన్టీ రామారావు చూసి రాముడు అనుకున్నారు చాలా మంది. You look at an actor, he looks like Rama. Rama, నీకే నా ఓటు. Right? What does it mean? Is he God? Just because somebody appears like somebody, you are imagining somebody like somebody. I'm not saying these are not very nice people. NTR is a very nice person. But then, is he God? He's not God. Fools think that he is God. Right? Vishwamitra. He wanted to establish Indra. He did not get that opportunity. Indra was not allowing. He created his own heavenly planets. One mantra he chanted and created 14 planets. And he said, I am sending my Indra there. Can you do that? Anybody here these days can do that? Huh? Just, I'm telling you, Prabhus, can anyone do that? Nobody can do that. One fellow sitting in Chennai, along with his wife, good saree, good kurta, saying, I'm Bhagwan. Some fools are doing arti. Bhagav, 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 Bhagavan, Bhagavan, Bhagavan. One fool, bunch of fools. Where is he mentioned in the scripture is Bhagavan? What can he do? Whatever he tells will happen. My mama is a devotee. I am not naming him. Thousands, millions of followers. And mostly educated people are his followers. And most of them are living in America, not required Indians. Right? They are his followers. Crores of money they send, crores. My mama sends 50% of his pension to that Bhagavan. 50% of his pension. I tell him, he's cheating you. In a balla. Fool. You are a fool, he is fooling you. Who is to blame here? Him or him? Both. Both. He is a cheater, they are cheated. So don't feel sympathy for cheated people. Cheated goes to the cheater to get cheated. That's what he wants. Easy access to God, right? He'll tell, Bhagwan to naya, मैं भगवान हूँ आओ मेरे पास आओ. Huh? I can go to Bhagwan. I'll take a selfie also. I am more closer to Bhagwan. Selfie. Right? This is what is going on. Now, projector, why am I speaking about avidya? Because currently that is what is going on. When I have to tell my child, be good, I also have to tell, don't smoke, don't drink. Because that is what people are doing. Avidya has to be explained to understand what is Vidya. 500 years ago, that was not needed for me. 500 years ago, Vidya చెప్తే సరిపోతుంది. ఇవాళ అవిద్య కూడా చెప్పాలి. బాబు ఆ సినిమా చూడక బాబు. ఆ సినిమా చూడకు అని కూడా చెప్పాలి. I have to tell, don't see that movie. I have to say, see this movie, but don't see that movie. Because that movie will affect your consciousness. This movie is good. It will not negatively affect. Ravana, was he God? He was getting head after head. Ram was removing one head, whoop, another head, whoop, another head, whoop, another head. What is this? Can anybody here do that? Just imagine if Ravana comes to Gachibowli now and suddenly he shows 10 heads and he says, I'm Ravan Baba. One Ravan Baba ashram will come, one Ravan Baba temple will come, one Ravan Baba Gita will come, one Ravan Baba Bhagavatam will come, and then be Ravan. Sankirtan will also happen. Ravan. That will also happen. That is the nonsense that is going on today. Without reading scriptures, we are declaring any person as God. Any person as God. Just because he has got some chota mota powers. Why to speak many? Huh? Indrajit, he had the power to disappear and self-heal. He could self-heal. Arjuna was smashing up his body and he was just self-healing. Sorry, Arjuna, Lakshmana. Indrajit. He even brought down Lakshmana. Right? That was the power of Indrajit. Is he God? No, he's not God. Just having some powers, doing some miracles doesn't make you God. And just because you believe somebody is not God, your belief has got zero importance. Because your belief changes. God is God, whether you believe it or not. When I say Krishna, Ishvara Paramaha Krishna, Satchitananda Vigraha, Anadir Adir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam, he is God. No nammu, any problem. Prabhu, I don't want to know. You don't know. No problem. Take birth again. Come back to Gachibowli, buy a villa, pay the home loan. No problem. Is out. It's our choice. I want to know who is God. I want to go back to him. I want to worship the right way. I have to worship. It's our choice. Nobody here forces. You should behave like this. No. It's our choice. Devatas. Huh? Narad Muni, is he God? Hanumanji, is he God? He lifted What is that Parvat? Sanjeevani Parvat, he lifted. Actually, it seems he lifted all the other Parvats also. He could not find which is Sanjeevani also, there was a problem. He just lifted half Himalayas and brought it down. Right? Does he say that he is God? If you go in front of Hanumanji and say, No Bhagavan, Hanuman, Bhagavan, what will he do? He will give you a lapa. Who is Bhagavan according to Hanuman? Ram. What politics you are playing? I am MLA, he is Prime Minister. I am a servant of my Prime Minister. That's all he is. Right? Just because he lifted doesn't mean that he becomes God. Huh? Tulsi, unlimited bodies. Unlimited. One person with unlimited bodies, Tulsi. All Tulsi plants have only one soul. That is the greatness of Tulsi. Prabhuji, Tulsi died in my house. Tulsi you cannot kill. Tulsi is one soul in many bodies. Huh? So there are so many siddhis. Anima. Anima means ability to reduce one size. Mahima, increase one size. Garima, to increase one's weight indefinitely. Not like me, indefinitely. Lagima, ability to become lighter than the lightest. Prapti means ability to obtain anything. Anything I want, I'll get it. What do you want? Anybody? Mataji, kya raha hai? Okay, mind me, I want this. Basket Robbins ice cream. I'll get it here. That's called Prapti. I want anything, I will get it. Right? I want that person, I get that person. And then Prakama, ability to acquire anything desired. I want that person to love me. I can make that person love me also. Very dangerous. Isitva, lordship over creation. I can actually become the creator, like Brahma. Vasishta, having control over things. Complete control over things. Ashta Siddhi So Navadeva Data. What is that? Janki Mata, please remove this nonsense with this. I don't want this. Who is telling this? Hanuman is telling that these 8 siddhis are a diversion. I don't want the 8 siddhis. Nonsense there. I just want to remember Lord Ram's name. That is called bhakti. Yogis are after siddhis. Yogis. Jnanis are after Brahman. They're after liberation. I want to understand. I want to get into that light. Jnanis. Karmis are after enjoyment. I'll do this yajna, I'll get this benefit. E vratam, e benefit. E vratam, e home loan. E home loan, e. That is karmis. Bhaktas are after bhakti. Karmis, jnanis, yogis, bhaktas. According to our motivation, we will get that. Simple. Okay? Yeah. Our imagination is limited. Yogis showing power does not make them God. Less intelligent people look for magical, magic stories. They just want a storybook. A storybook, Rose, every day they'll read the storybook. He appeared there, he did that. God. He appeared there, God. He appeared there, God. Where is he mentioned in scriptures? Where is his name? I don't believe in scriptures. My mind is scripture. I understood that. Thank you. You can go. Simple. Fools live in fool's paradise. They can go. I believe in scriptures. There has to be a truth. And I have to practice to understand. That will not come overnight. I have to chant. There is a process. Just like in our offices. To achieve something, there is a process. I follow the process, I meet the goal. Same way even this. And the process is what? What is the process of this Kali Yuga? Repeat after me. Harar Nama, Harar Nama, Harar Nameva Kevalam, Kalau, Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gatrinita. 3 times it is told. Why? Kali Yuga, nobody hears first time. Harar Nama, Harar Nama, Harar Nama. Chant the names of Hari, chant the names of Hari, chant the names of Hari. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is Nasteva, no other way. Gatiranyata. The highest dharma is to chant God's names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I chant this. Then I'll get purified. Internally, I'll be purified. Internal. External, Rexona, Lux will take care. Internal, God's name will take care. Every day I have to chant. Rose Govinda now. Govindo, Govinda, Govindo, Govinda, Edkondavala, Venkatamana, Govinda, Govinda. They keep saying that. That will purify you. Why do you think Vedic people shout mantras? Why do you think there is alayams and those big Vijasambhas and so many names are being chanted? Knowingly, unknowingly we'll chant. Why do you think we don't name our children as Mary D'Souza? We name them Ram, Krishna. Why? They have a meaning. They are God's names. Even if I am not a devotee, if I have 10 children, I'll chant 10 names every day. In a devotee houses, we always chant name. We need a reason. Haribol, 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 Haribol. Kopamuna Haribol. Haribol, Haribol, Haribol. Family is Haribol. Right? So that is how we should lead our life. Chant God's name. That is the process of Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, nothing else works. Yajnas don't work. Your meditation doesn't work. Right? Your mantras don't work. The only thing that works is Harinam mantra. You have to chant. And anybody can. Sattatipa, Niyamita, Smaranena Kala. Anytime you can chant. Humanity alone does not make anyone God. Even Ravana was a great charitable Brahmana. Was Ravana a Kajus fellow? I can bet you one thing. What Ravana gave to Mandodari, none of the husbands have given their wives. That kind of facilities he gave. Ravana Lanka was envied by Indra. What a beautiful city he gave for Mandodari. Again, and Mandodari was a very, very chaste wife. Ravana had all the right qualities except one quality, lust. He wanted to enjoy. Keeping God aside, he wanted to enjoy. He wanted Lakshmi without Narayan. He wanted Sita without Ram. Simple. Anyone who is not mentioned in scriptures cannot be described as God. Chalra Babu, the Tayar Jekan. That is my humble request. Don't make any more gods. Both ho gaya. Already Mukkoti Devatas are there. They are all serving Bhagavan, Vishnu, Narayan. They are happy, peaceful. Don't create me. Don't create me. That is what we are doing. Don't create. And start worshipping who is mentioned in the scriptures. Submitted. If anybody is worshipping somebody, show where is he mentioned in scriptures. And there is a proof. And Sampradaya have to accept that. All Sampradaya have to accept that. If I am worshipping somebody, all the Sampradayas have to accept that. If they reject it, no. Can I keep whomever I like in Tirumala Devasthanam inside? I like this person. Prabhu, na prakanam bhavantu, na Prabhu. You go take the picture to Tirumala Devasthanam and tell the Brahmanas, can you keep that beside Venkateswara Swami? They'll say, nonsense, take it out. Because we will worship only when he is mentioned in the Shastra. Shastra Praman, chala important. What about my sensual relation? My feelings, Prabhu. My faith, Prabhu. Na feeling, Prabhu. Na faith, Prabhu. Dangerous. Na feeling, na feeling, na feeling. Ni feelings chala undi. Na kuda na feelings. Mereko feeling. Your feeling doesn't make anybody feel except you. Don't make people God because of your feelings. My sensual, Pratyaksha Praman. We already discussed about it. Right? How to get spiritual knowledge. Just because you think somebody is God, Pratyaksha Praman is not good enough. We talked about how to get spiritual knowledge, right? Quick revision. Pratyaksha Praman, Anumana Praman, Shabda Praman. Pratyaksha Praman. Only if I touch, I will believe. Only if I see, he is God. If I don't see, he is not God. That is not a concept. That's called Pratyaksha Praman. False. Anyway, we'll go fast. So, my feelings, Entinavara is God. No, he is not God. I'm sorry. If somebody came thinking he is God, he's an actor. Infatuation. If I see a girl which is very beautiful, I'll see her in dreams also. My kitchen also, my bedroom also, my hall also doesn't make her God. That's my infatuation. People get infatuated, sentimental. I'll tell you one fellow. He was my friend's cousin. He was driving a bike. Bike skidded. He fell down. He went and almost bumped into a lorry. And behind that lorry, it was written, Jesus saves everybody. He got converted into Christianity. Is there a meaning in that? Tell me. If it would have written, donkey saves everybody, what will you do? Huh? क्या करेगा? Sentiment. This is called sentimentalism. No logical thinking process. You are in a hospital. Somebody will come and tell you worship him, he'll become nice. You go and worship him. You go and worship him. And then what happens? He'll become nice. And then what will you do? You'll continue that worship. Because and worship till now, whatever you're doing is nonsense. Because you worshipped him, he is God. You know where they send these Christian missionary people? Why do you think most of the nurses are from Kerala or Christian background? है अपने को अकल है भाई. They are not fools. We are fools. 99% nurses are Christian background. Why? They stand there and convert. That's what they do. In the what stage? The most vulnerable state. You will be in a very vulnerable. You're dying of cancer. You're dying of some heart disease. You're struggling to live. At that time, they'll come and tell, worship Christ. Jehovah, he'll save you. Till now, you're a proper Hindu. Not proper Hindu, uneducated Hindu. Now they'll come and tell that. We are with faith. With that stage, what do you do? Okay, I'll also pray. And suddenly you become nice. Then what? Khatam. Business. Prabhu, why are you against conversion? I am against conversion because conversion is not needed. You be a good Christian. I'll be a good Hindu. Why you have to convert each other? Business. If I convert 25 people in 1 month, I'll get a free trip to Singapore. You know that that's going on?
Yes.
Big business is going on in Bangalore. What are we doing? Forget about converting. We're already converted. This Baba, that Amma, this Tumma, Kamma, we don't even know who is God. No education, no spiritual education, no Bhagavad Gita knowledge, no Bhagavatam knowledge. I believe what I believe. This is what happens when you believe. Infatuation. My faith in a saint, Yogi Devata. I'm sorry, here Krishna is telling in 7.21. I am in everyone's heart as a super soul. As soon as one desires to worship some demigod, I make his faith steady so that he can devote himself to that particular deity. So your faith also Krishna is giving you. For example, if you are worshipper of Ganeshji, who is giving that strength, that faith? Krishna is telling he is giving. Become a devotee of Ganeshji. Because what will happen? You will go to the planet of Ganeshji. And when you go to the planet of Ganeshji, there you go to Ganeshji. Ganeshji, namaskar. Ganeshji will tell, okay, sit down. I'll tell you after some time. What are you doing? I'm worshipping Krishna. Huh? You're worshipping Krishna? Yes. You have come to my planet, I'll make you a devotee of Krishna. I'll make you a devotee of Narayan. Good. That is what Krishna is doing. Don't disturb anybody's faith. Let them. Give them information. No problem. Let them worship whom they are worshipping. But at least worship people who are in the scripture. Uske bahar mat karo, because you don't know where you will go. Right? How do you determine? We already discussed about it. Okay, this, you know what? I'm just going to show the slides, Prabhu. You know, you can pause in YouTube and you can read through all these verses, not only from Bhagavad Gita, Brahadaranya Upanishad, right? Brahadaranya Upanishad, Katha Upanishad. I'm giving references. Who is God? A lot of people say, Prabhu, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna told is God. What about other scriptures? Other scriptures also it is mentioned who is God. Not only in Bhagavad Gita. So I'm giving. So here in Bhagavatam, Brahmeti Vadanti Tattva Vidhas Tattvam Yad Jnanam Abhyayam Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavaneti Sabhyate. Very beautiful explanation. God can be realized in 3 stages. Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. Like when you go to Tirupati, how many have driven to Tirupati by car? Anybody? Yeah. So when Tirumala hills are very far away, they look like this. Right? You don't know what is that. It's a hill or it's a cloud or you don't know what it is. Illusionary, isn't it? When you go a little closer, they look like this. When you go even closer, they look like this. Right? In the same way, this is Brahman, this is Paramatma, this is Bhagavan. As simple as it. The closer you go to God, you'll understand that God is a person. He has likes and dislikes. And we have to lead a life that will please him. As simple as that. Right? So, who is Brahman? Brahmayo Devaki Putra. See, Narayana Upanishad. Who is Brahman? That Brahman is none than Devaki Putra. In Narayana Upanishad is told. Meaning that Brahman, that light that we see, is actually who? It's the effulgence of God. God is so pure that his effulgence converts into light. And when you see light, that light is not Krishna. The light is energy and purity coming out of him. That is called Brahman. And some Mayavadis say that Brahman is God. No, that Brahman is the light, energy of God. There is a difference between energetic and energy. Energy comes out of energetic. Okay? Yeah. And he, directly in 14th chapter, 27 shloka, Krishna is saying here, Brahmano hi pratishtaham. I am the basis of the impersonal Brahman. What more proof you want? He is directly telling you that Brahman is coming out of me. We'll merge into Brahman, Kalishpatam Brahman, because you cannot become God. You're always servants of God. Okay? Who is God to scriptures? So many things, again, as I said, Nirakar, Nirguna, I told them. So they say Nirakara, Nirguna. Nirguna means what? Somebody with no qualities. Guna. How many gunas are there? Sattva-guna, Raja-guna, Tamo-guna. God is above these qualities. That's what it means, Nirguna. God is not affected by Sattva, Raja and Tamo. God is above this. That's why it's called Nirguna. Nirakara. Akara means what? Form. Nirakara doesn't mean that it doesn't have form. It does not have a form like ours. Manala undadu baguntundi. Manakante chaala baguntundi. He is much better than us. That means Nirakara. He doesn't have our Akara. Same word can be twisted and showed in a different way. Without guidance. If you read this thing without guidance, that's what they'll say. Hey, it is mentioned, Nirakara, Nirguna. Guna means what? They don't know what is Guna. Traiguna. Traigunya Vishaveda, Nishtraigunya Bhavarjuna, Nirdvandva Nitva Satvasto, Nir Yoga Kshima Atmavan. Krishna says in second chapter to Arjuna, hey Arjuna, rise above the three gunas. These three gunas are a problem. You'll get stuck. If you do good, you'll go to heaven. If you do bad, you'll go to hell. You'll go to heaven, you'll go to hell. You'll go to heaven. How many times you'll rotate like that? Come out of it. Forget about doing good or bad. Do the thing that will pull you out of this. Serve me. Only that way will come out of this. And serving God, you'll never do bad things. Who is the source? Aham sarvasu pravo matta sarvam pravartite iti matva bhajante ma buddha bhava samyukaha. I am the source of spiritual and material worlds. Everything. Who was there before creation was done? This is mentioned in Bhagavatam. I, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even before Brahma, he was there. Even before Brahma. Right? Gopala Tapani Upanishad is also saying Lord Krishna, the supreme controller and supreme object of worship, is present everywhere. Krishna word is mentioned very clearly. Right? So, according to scripture, is Durga the ultimate controller? No. Krishna is telling she works as per my order. I already referred this verse. Maya Dakshina Prakriti, Suyate Sarcharacharam, Yetunanina Kamsaya Jagadeva. I'm going a little fast. You can refer to these verses and read it in Bhagavad Gita. You'll get the full answer. Arjuna is saying, God is an old man? No. In Brahma Samhita it is told, God is so beautiful that his beauty keeps increasing. And Dwaraka, once Krishna was walking on the floor and suddenly saw himself on the ground and he said, I'm so beautiful. Huh? I've become more beautiful. Advaitam Purana Purusham Nava Yavanamta. Brahma is saying, he is Purana Purusha, but Nava Yavanamcha. He is always young like a Cupid. Vedestu Durlabam Adurlabam Atma Bhaktam. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajam. That Govinda I worship. Who is beauty, whose beauty is increasing day after day, day after day. Krishna will never look into the mirror. But when he looks at, I become more beautiful. Like that. Krishna is eternal power upon living entities. This is also mentioned. Raham Bija Pradapita. Is Krishna Loka a heavenly planet? No. He says, Ma Upetya Punarjanma Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. He's saying this material world is what? Dukkhalaya, Ashashvata. Everything here is temporary and everything here causes dukkha only. How many have eaten in Bhojanalaya? Bhojanalaya? Bhojanalaya means what? Place to get food. Vidyalaya? Dukkhalaya? Prabhuji, no Dukkhalaya. This is Dukkhalaya. Krishna, the manufacturer of this world, is telling this Dukkhalaya. You'll only find misery here. You buy a plot, Baju Pelo will create a dispute. You buy a flat, your neighbor will create problem. You go to office, your boss will create problem. You get married, you'll be happy. I didn't tell anything. Very simple. Dukkhalaya. Meaning you'll only find, you don't try to search happiness here. This place is filled with miseries only. Manufacturer is telling. So Krishna, Avajananti Mamuda, Krishna is telling people, there are fools who cannot understand me. They think that I come in a human form. Padma Purana also it is mentioned about him. I'm going a little fast on this, but only scriptural references. So you all know. Radharani is mentioned in this Atharva Veda. Prabhuji is not there. He was asking where is she mentioned. So there are so many verses. If you all like to learn this verse and send this slide, please go ahead and learn them. But I'll say be smart, understand that there is so much scriptural reference who is God. Govindana, Brahma Samhita, Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, Moksha Dharma, Vishnu Dharma Prana, everywhere is mentioned. Who is the highest? Now we are going fast, so you can finish it. What is the position of Devatas, demigods? All Devatas are his servants. There is a clear hierarchy organization. If you go to your office and praise a manager in front of vice president, who will lose his job? What about the job? Neither both. A manager is working. So don't praise Ganeshji like Krishna. Wrong. Don't praise Hanumanji like Ram. Wrong. Don't praise Lakshmi Devi like Narayan. Wrong. They are all having a hierarchy. And they're very happy in that hierarchy. Not like our hierarchy. They are very happy in that hierarchy. We have to go according to them. So all these things are mentioned. What is the position of human beings? That is also mentioned. What is our position? What is the position of demons? Asura, Sura. Right? So all these things you can, this thing will be published. You can pause it and read through all the verses. Lack of time. I spent more time today on some other things. So it went a little. So don't all worship lead to one destination? What is the problem in worshipping Devatas as supreme? If you book a Ola and tell Gachibowli, where will you take it? Gachibowli or Saidawal? And if somebody says, anywhere I book, it will take me to Gachibowli. What will you call that fellow? Fool. Muda. Muda means fool. Okay? So not all. So clearly Krishna is saying, Yo yam yam tanum bhakta. I am everyone. I'm in everyone's heart, and I guide them where to go. I also guide them which demigod to worship. At one point he says, Antavattu phalam tesham tad bhavati alpa medasam. Men of small knowledge worship the demigods, and their fruits are limited temporary. If you go to Devata, she'll give you things, but that is temporary. No? One problem after another problem you get. The real problem is what? But Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi. You will come out of that when you come to me. So there are many shlokas, one after the other. No one is, are all of them equal? No, they are not equal. There's something, a small hierarchy is there. Brahma Samhita, Lord Krishna is telling, repeat this verse. Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachitananda Vigraha, Anadiradi Govinda, Sarva Karana. Does Krishna say, don't worship Devatas? So why is he saying, no, don't worship Devatas? Foolish people worship Devatas. Why is he saying? He's telling, worship Devatas, but don't ask anything from them. Don't go to Lakshmi Devi and say, Paisa do, Paisa do, Paisa do, Paisa do. What Lakshmi Devi will do? She'll throw 2 villas on your face and she'll remove Narayan. You don't want Narayan, take money. But if you worship Narayan, money will automatically come. Right? Money will automatically. Why the kings of the past were such great and rich kings? Because all of them worship Narayan. Lakshmi Devi used to stand and give them money. So again, what are the benefits? So here is the laundry list. You can take a picture if somebody wants. You want a good wife, you want a good husband, you want long lifespan, you want good skin. Anybody skin problems? You want lust, you want powerful sex, you want what is it? Domination over others. This is a whole laundry list. This is a whole laundry. You can worship respective devata. But if you want to go back to God, Krishna. You want to lead a very nice material life. You want to give philanthropy, crores of money you want to give to poor people. That's also okay. But you keep coming back here. Come back here, give. Come back here, give. Atero. That is also another kind of ego only. I'm giving. Who are you to give? Right? Hare Krishna. Is Lord Krishna an avatar of Lord Vishnu? No. There's a big misconception. Here it is told. Ete chansa kala pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Here Vyasadeva is telling in Bhagavatam that Krishna is not an avatar, he is avatari. He is Bhagavan Swayam. There's a lot of people in India don't know because we don't read scriptures. Dashavatar has confused both people. Then Dashavatar. In Dashavatar there is no Krishna by the way. In Dashavatar there is no Krishna. Krishna is avatari. Okay. So there is even Bhagavatam. There is an explanation. The transcendental favor is never bestowed upon the God of the fortune and other concepts of spiritual world. So it's being told once Lord Krishna went and met Lord Narayan. Ravi, what are you doing? Lord Krishna went and met Lord Narayan. Narayan and Krishna, that's the problem. Cinema. Knowledge is where is our knowledge coming from? कहाँ से आ रहा अपना knowledge? Movie देख के, serial देख के आ रहा है कि नहीं? कितने लोग शास्त्र पढ़े? बहुत कम लोग पढ़े. Krishna is the source of all knowledge, and they can exist at the same time. Parashurama met Lord Ram. What does it mean? Both are supreme lords. How can both meet each other? Have you ever thought about it? Huh? So Devi Dham, Mahesh Dham, everything is already there. Everybody has their area. Lord Vishnu is found in more scriptures, but not. So they have given a lot of explanation about this, about him going and meeting Lord Vishnu, about who is Krishna. What is the difference between Krishna and Vishnu? Right? Is there a difference? Vishnu is Krishna in the office. Krishna is Vishnu in the home. Did I confuse you? Who is Krishna? Vishnu in the home. Who is Vishnu? Krishna in the office. Simple. When he's in the office, he's very, very official. When at home, he's Krishna. Like that. Huh? Narayana is the first expansion of Krishna when he comes. He is in the spiritual world. No, Vishnus are coming from Narayana. From Krishna. And Krishna is same Narayana at home. Narayana is sleeping in the Ananta station thinking, when will the duty get over? When will I go home? I am more happy being at home. But he takes the responsibility. When Krishna wants to take the responsibility of running the material world, he expands into Vishnu. He comes to office, branch manager. Then he runs that branch. But he is the same Krishna. Right? Same Krishna, but the mood is service. Mood is service. Krishna, he doesn't serve anybody. Krishna only plays. Morning he'll play I Spy. Afternoon he'll play some other game. Evening Krishna. If God is also working, there is a problem. There should be somebody in the whole universe who is only playing and happily enjoying. That is Krishna. Narayan is Aishwarya Bhava of that Krishna, where he allows him to be served. Can anybody go and tell Narayan, I want to dance with you? You can't tell. Narayan means immediately, Dasos will follow the feet. That is Vaikuntha Dham. Vaikuntha Dham means greatness and surrender. But Krishna Loka, you'll put hand on Krishna. Krishna क्या बोलता है? जाएंगे नहीं जाएंगे? ठीक है तुम्हारी मर्जी. Right? That is Krishna Loka. Krishna Loka is the most personal place of Krishna. It doesn't allow everybody there. There are people who settle down at Vaikuntha, and that's also good. They are happy there, serving Lord Narayan. And what is the greatness of Lord Narayan? He gives the same form to everybody in Vaikuntha. If you enter Vaikuntha, suddenly say, Narayan Gada, Narayan, you are also Narayan. You are all looking like Narayan. Everybody looks like Narayan in Vaikuntha. How will you recognize who is Narayan? Srivatsa. Here the Srivatsa symbol will be there. That is the only way you can recognize that he is Narayan. Everybody else will look like Narayan. Confusing, right? See how great is God? He just gives everything that he has to everybody. Right? So Lord Krishna has many, see, how many incarnations there? 6 kinds of incarnations. Purusha avatars, Garbhodakshay, Kshirodakshay, Karnadakshay. Guna avatars, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. Leela avatars, Kumaras, Narada, Varaha, Matsya, Yajna, so many. Manvantara avatars, Yajna, Vibhu, Hari, Ajita, so many. Yuga avatars, in Shweta, in Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, he comes in different colors. Shakti Avesha avatars, he empowers so many people with special energies, like Veda Vyas, like great Acharyas. So how many avatars are there? It says unlimited avatars. Unlimited. How many bubbles are there in a river? So many avatars are there. Can you count? You can't. Does it mean I'll declare somebody's avatar? Prabhu, one person was sitting in a class one day. Prabhu, I got my answer now. I am imagining him as avatar, right? He's also avatar. So how can you say? He's mentioned here, na? Unlimited. Unlimited doesn't mean you can declare anybody's avatar. Unlimited means he has to be mentioned in scripture. He has to be mentioned in scripture. Whoever is going to come as avatar on this planet is already mentioned in this planet's syllabus book. Scripture. It's already there. Yes, Prabhu. Leela Avatara, he comes. He comes as Krishna. The original Krishna appears here as Krishna. See, when Krishna appears in Golok, in Vrindavan here, in Mathura here, he is the same Krishna. The same original Krishna, he appears through Vishnu as Krishna again. And he does Leelas. Leela Avatara. I gave an example once. CEO of a company appoints HR director. HR director determines what dress he should wear. And HR director, CEO also follows what HR director is telling. He doesn't come in a pajama. Just because I'm a CEO doesn't come in a pajama. Yeah. Oh, HR policy is this, so I also follow it. Same way, same Krishna, even though he appoints Vishnu as a via medium, he comes through Vishnu only. He doesn't come without Vishnu. So whenever anybody he wants to appear on this planet or in the material world, he comes through Vishnu. So we call Vishnu avatars. Is Krishna a Vishnu avatar? Yes. But is he really avatar? No, he is the avatari. But he also himself, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Don't mistake Ram and Krishna. Ram is an avatar. Krishna is the avatari. Yes.
Actually, again in Bhagavad Gita, there is a mention at some point, right? I am Ganga in the rivers, I am Ekadashi in the days. What is that?
Among Vrishnis, I am Vishnu, he says. Among Rudras, I am Shiva, he says. He is saying, whatever the best thing that you see,
That is me.
that I represent. The best quality in everything is me. Okay? Yeah. Krishna's opulences, all strength, all way, all fame, all beauty. You can read through this. So many places. That's why it's Krishna. It's over. Just scrolling through the slides. All knowledge. What he could speak, nobody can speak. All renunciation. These Leelas can be discussed forever. Why these two are jumping? You know why these two are jumping? Who are they? Krishna and Balram. They're jumping and going away. So both yuddha kar liya. Now we'll go into time pass. And Krishna is worshipped even when he runs away. Once he ran away from war. What do you call when somebody runs away from war? Kayar. Right? Or escapist. Use this fellow. What is Krishna? Ran chhod Rai. He is worshipped or ran chhod Rai. Anything Krishna does is worshipped. That is the greatness of Krishna. Why he left that war, by the way? The first love letter of the universe came to Dwarka. Who wrote that love letter? Rukmini. I want to see you. Please come and save me. Immediately left that yuddha, saying, I'm done. My Rukmini is calling me. Jarasandha, hey, what is this? I'm doing war. Where are you going? I'm not interested. Rukmini is calling. Love letter has come. How to go? And is worshipped as Ranchod Rai. Right? So nobody can dictate Krishna what he has to do, what he should not do. He will do whatever he wants to do. Devatas and Bhagavan, what are the difference? Devatas are many, is one. Parts and parcel is supreme whole, supreme worshipable, supreme creator. Beyond material creation, Devatas are within material creation. All the Devatas dies. Krishna doesn't die, is beyond. Supreme controller, supremely independent. I'm only reading this side. Exactly opposite is what? Is there said. Does not come under the influence of three modes. Eternally the same Supreme Lord. People with broad intelligence worship him. People with less intelligence worship them. Just putting the opposites here and there. Huh? Benefits are eternal, benefits are temporary there. All benediction bestowed. Destination is spiritual world, there is material world. His worship is proper way, their worship is improper way. Mostly taken by devotees, there they are taken by Asura. Who worships Lord Shiva? Pakka Rakshasas worship Lord Shiva. Not because Lord Shiva is bad. Lord Shiva is, he's called Ashutosh. Easily he'll become pleased. Or Bholenath. He'll immediately give whatever you want. That is why Asuras take advantage of it. They'll go and worship him. And Lord Shiva also what to do? Lord Shiva is Vaishnava. They what to do? Okay, you want that? Take it. Right? You give it easily. Awards true liberation. Gives one what he needs, not what you want. Very big thing. Okay. What about other devatas? Yeah, you can continue to worship. Should you worship your Grama Devata? Yes. Should you worship your Kula Devata? Yes. Should you worship your Ishta Devata? Yes. Nothing wrong. But don't ask them too many things. What you should ask devatas when you worship them? Give me Krishna Bhakti. Give me Krishna Bhakti. That's the best thing to ask. They'll be very happy if you ask that. How can we accept this small child as God? How can we accept somebody who steals, binded by mother is God? How can we worship, somebody who can be binded as God? Somebody who is being beaten as God? Somebody who kidnaps some girls is God? Huh? Somebody who steals butter is God? Somebody who dances with married women in the night alone is God? Somebody who eats whatever he wants from anybody's mouth is God? Somebody who runs away from battlefield is God? Somebody who steals the clothes of young girls is God? Somebody who breaks his own promise is God? How can you accept? This controversial fellow is God. But he creates that controversies to attract us. That's what he does. And behind each controversy is a great bhajan, is a great meaning. Why he stole the clothes of girls, why he broke his promise, why he kidnapped Rukmini. He can nicely go and formally ask, I want to marry your daughter. He directly came and kidnapped them. Right? Why he does what he does, we'll understand only when we chant, only when we become his devotees. Otherwise, you can never understand Krishna. Krishna can be the most controversial person as God. Accepting Ram is God is easy actually. This is Maryada Purushottam. One wife, one husband, peaceful, happy. But accepting Krishna is God a big problem. Always controversies. Every Mahabharata full controversy. Not a single fellow was properly killed because of Krishna. Drona. Everybody were Karna. Can go with it, right? Lord Krishna is not the best among gods, is the basis of all gods. You should understand. It's not like, oh, I have a laundry list, Ganeshji, this, Shivaji, Krishna. I am attracted to Krishna, so he's God. No. He is the basis of all gods, like that. So there are so many Leelas. We can discuss one by one, Brahma Leela, how he expanded to so many Narayans. Once he met Brahma. You know this Leela, Brahma Leela? He's even bewildering. I'll tell in 1 minute. Brahma came to meet Krishna. Krishna told, gatekeeper came and told, then Brahma has come to meet you. Krishna tells, which Brahma? He goes and says, which Brahma you are? Brahma is, what do you mean which Brahma? I am Brahma. Then again he goes and asks, it seems Brahma. Krishna again says, which Brahma? Ask him to tell his identity. Then he goes and asks, sir, which Brahma are you? Brahma is bewildered. What do you mean which Brahma? He says, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4-headed Brahma. Then he goes and tells Krishna, 4-headed Brahma has come. Krishna says, okay, ask him to sit. I'm coming. In the meantime, Krishna says, let me have a meeting with all Brahmas. He conveys the meeting. Suddenly, the Brahma is sitting there. Another Brahma comes with 10 heads. Hey, tu kahan se? Another Brahma comes, 100 heads, 1 million heads, 10 million heads. What is going on? This Brahma will be humble. Krishna, I'm not in Brahma. Tell me what's going on. So there are beautiful leelas of such, Govardhan Leela, Bhagavad Gita Leela, so many leelas that he does, so many leelas, unlimited leelas, Leela Purushottam. So many demon sequels, and each demon represents an anartha. If you listen to each story of each demon, one anartha inside will you go away, right? Krishna has all 64 qualities in full. Humans have 50 qualities. Brahma and Lord Shiva has 5 more qualities. Lord Narayana has 5 more qualities, 60. But the last 4 qualities only Krishna has, above Narayana. What is that? Leela Madhurya, Bhakta Madhurya, Venu Madhurya, Rupa Madhurya. These 4 things, especially Krishna has. Venu Madhurya, he has that flute. With that flute, he can attract anybody. Rupa Madhurya is so beautiful, Cupids will die to see him. And Leela Madhurya, his Leelas are so sweet. When it comes to bhakti, you have to listen to Krishna Leela only. There is no other Leela that will please you. And mostly his devotees are also very sweet. Sweet, Bhakta Madhurya. Krishna's devotee is very sweet. Rama devotee is all khatta. Jai Shri Ram, Mar dalenge isko. See the beauty. Ram never, instigated war, but his devotees are ready for war. Krishna made everybody do war, but his devotees are never for war. Right? So it's the beauty of his Leela is like that. Yeah. So it's a beautiful bhajan. Adaram Maduram. You heard this bhajan? Beautiful bhajan. You should hear from Subbalakshmi. It's written by great Acharya or Vallabhacharya. He's from Telugu, by the way. Vallabhacharya is a Telugu person. In Rudra Sampradaya, settled in Gujarat. 5 kinds of liberation: Sayukta Mukti, Salokya Mukti, Saropya Mukti, Samipya Mukti, and Sarupya Mukti. So you get different kinds of muktis when you go to God. He can give you. You can look like him, you can stay with him, you can be in his pastimes all the time. There's so many muktis out there. Right?
Is mukti and moksha same?
It's used mostly for the same thing. Yeah, mostly. But we are behind bhakti. We don't want to go away from problems. We want more problems in service of Krishna. No problem. Pandavas were like that. Pandavas never told we don't want problems. We just said, Krishna, you be with us. So mukti relieves you from problems, but you may not get Krishna. Moksha can relieve you from problems, but you may not get Krishna. But bhakti does not have anything to do with any problem, but you will get Krishna. That's the difference. Too many things we discuss. Yes, we'll take one question. And done. Yes.
In Gita also it's mentioned that he does the duty. He does not need to do anything, but still he does it so that other people will follow him. So one thing that you mentioned that he's thinking that when he was get duty came over and I was home.
He's missing his mother. He's missing his mother. Even Atmaram, Krishna is called Atmaram, meaning self-satisfied. He doesn't need anybody. But he still needs his mother, he still needs his friends, he still needs his brother Balram, he still needs Radharani. So needs meaning what? In that loving exchange he enjoys.
Yes, so even in Narayan form, he's an Anand. If he's saying he's attached to something, he's not attached.
He's not attached. He just is saying, I'll tell you, simple thing. Narayan is self-satisfied, is already with Lakshmi Devi, he's already happy. Right? But he also sees himself as Krishna, the original from where he has come, where he likes more. He likes more. That's all.
Right.
For example, are you happy in the office or at home?
Yes, so that I agree. Home will be more happy. So what I was saying is that in that form, he's happy at that form also, and he's happy.
Both the places happy. But for our understanding, we say that he thinks of his home when he is in Vaikuntha planets. Vaikuntha. Why means no, Kuntha means anxiety. Tension leni place में Vaikuntha अंtam. जहाँ पे कोई tension नहीं होता. So if he is not in any tension, why is he remembering Goloka? Because he wants tension. Goloka means tension. Somebody will come and fight with him. His mother will slap him. He'll run away. He'll catch him. That he likes more than being worshipped. See, in Vaikuntha, Prabhuji, I got one more answer for that. Krishna doesn't like to be worshipped. He doesn't like to be worshipped. He wants to be with everybody and be happy. That's the original nature of God. But in Vaikuntha, the problem is they worship him. So sometimes he's like, let me go home. I don't want to be worshipped like this all the time. That's another Leela, you can say, another aspect of God. He accepts worship, but at the same time, he doesn't want to be worshipped. He likes to keep yoga. Because in Vaikuntha, everybody are serving Narayan. Everybody are serving Narayan. In Goloka, who is serving Krishna? Nobody. That is that's what he likes. Of course, Yashoda Maya is serving him. Radharani is serving him. Gopas and Gopis are serving him. But then they don't know that he is God. It's the most secret that he likes to keep.
Probably, sorry.
Yeah.
So, okay, first 16 years of the Krishna story is what the Navan where you are explaining. So, Goloka is a replication of that throughout the life. Is that you are saying?
Goloka is unlimitedly many Vrindavans together. For example, here in Bauma Vrindavan, you see Kamsa.
Correct.
In Goloka, there is no Kamsa. Here in Bauma Vrindavan, you see demons coming. In Goloka, there are no demons. They're all the time in happiness.
But that enjoyment time is constant. That's what.
Eternal. There is no limit to it. Yeah. You want to serve Krishna as a small child. In Goloka, Krishna is always a small child. He never grows on you. At the same time, you want him to be your lover. For Gopis, he's always a young boy. He's never seen as a adolescent or anything. So all the Leelas are satisfied, all Rasa are satisfied in one single place, that is the Leela of Krishna. Yeah. It's difficult to conceive how God reciprocates and how God deals. He is God, we are not God. It is explained that when Gopis were looking at Krishna, they all were dancing around him. Every Gopi felt Krishna is only looking at me. How is it possible? It's possible because he is Krishna. So thank you very much. It was a little extended session. I skipped through a lot of slides because I spent more time on certain other subjects. But please go through the slides later. There are many more, slides where we can show through scriptures who is God. Okay? So let's worship Lord Nrsimha so that we are protected from Martin. Okay, last question.
In most temples, why do we worship Lord in the form of Krishna? Why not Radha?
Actually, Lord Krishna worship is very difficult worship. Even Prabhupada, when he established, and I'm just sharing this with you, when he established ISKCON temple, Radha Krishna worship, he started. But you know what he came and told the pujaris? He told, worship them like Lakshmi Narayan. Because we are not qualified to worship Radha and Krishna. Radha Krishna worship needs utmost purity, which you can't even imagine. And what does Krishna wear in Vrindavan? Hardly little cloth here and there, one more mukut, and just one shawl blown like that, and Kadamba flower garland, that's it. And Radharani wears simple gopi clothes. But in temples, are they wearing like that? No. Full jewelry, full this. Why? Because they worship in the mood of Lakshmi Narayan. Because worshipping Radha Krishna is very rare and very much, it needs extreme purity to worship Radha and Krishna. Without getting any lust, without getting any pride, without getting any anarthas, worshipping Radha and Krishna is very difficult. Even when we were given deities, my Guru Maharaj, he named them Radha Gopi Vallabh. But then the instruction is worship them in great awe and reverence. Worship them Lakshmi Narayan. So actually Lakshmi Narayan are the worshipful deities in all temples. Radha and Krishna are there, but to worship in their conscience is very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. I don't know if I answered your question.
Basically, in our consciousness, it's basically Lakshmi and Narayan.
Not Radha Krishna. Radha Krishna, yes, we also want Radha Krishna worship, but should understand, are we qualified to that? No. Not easy. So next session will be on ladder of yoga. What are the different types of yoga? As per Bhagavad Gita, right? Don't miss it. And after that, practical application of Bhagavad Gita. Then one Sunday we'll take a break. Right? And then after that we'll start Bhagavad Gita as it is, shloka by shloka, chapter by chapter, in-depth study. And we'll finish Bhagavad Gita in most probably 1.5 to 2 years. That's minimum it takes. Right? It can go 4 shlokas, 5 shlokas in a week. Because we are doing only Sundays, it may take that much time. But give yourself that, block yourself, tell your friends you don't exist. And those sessions will not start this early. We will start them around 8:30 or 9ish. And it will not be this long also. These are this long because we have to finish what is the syllabus of this class. That's the reason they went long. But then we'll maximum to 1.5 hours max. Right? 3-4 shlokas, we'll keep going like that. Namaste. Where are you singing? You are supposed to sing this. Both of them disappeared. Huh? Come on.
No, they are not there. But
Namaste Narasimha. Hiranyakashi Porvakshaha Dito Narsimha Parato Narsimha Yato Yato Yam Sato Narsimha Kabir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha Nara Singhamadin Sharanam Chapate Abhakara Kamala Pare Nakam Madhuka Sringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Anubindam Keshavadruta Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Amara Hare Madhuka Sringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Jaya Narasimha Jaya Narasimha Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jai Jai Hari Bol. विघ्ननाश नरसिंह देव भगवान की, महर्षि लक्ष्मी नरसिंह स्वामी भगवान की, प्रहलाद महाराज की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, श्रील गुरुदेव की, भगवत गीता ग्रंथ की, निताय गौर हरि प्रेमानंद। हरि बोल, हरे कृष्ण। ऑल असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज की जय, ऑल फैमिलीज की जय, महाप्रसादम की जय, लेट हो गया की जय, माफ करो की जय। Okay, so next two sessions, then we will start Bhagavad Gita as it is. So please block your time. Sunday mornings is, I want to ask, is 8:30 okay?
Yes.
Start, and we'll finish at 10 o'clock. Right, 10 max. Okay, and then we'll go chapter by chapter, verse by verse. We'll keep finishing it. There are many more who wanted to come in the society. You can also call your friends. We'll be having it in the garden, and there is no need for projector. There is no need for, only mic is needed. And all of you should bring your own Bhagavad Gitas, your own personal copy. My family has one copy, will not work. Your copy with your name should be there, so we'll make notes, right? Individual verses. Okay? Hari Bol. Thank you. Thank you. Mahaprasade Govinde.
Mahaprasade Govinde.
Rama Brahmane Vaishnave.
Rama Brahmane